Hey guys, welcome back. This is What If Naruto Was Neglected and Found His Way to Kitsune Clan? Part 1. I'll be completing this story, don't worry. Huge thanks to Scarletfire for this story. Links will be in the description. Let's begin. Next round. Daisuke Hayabusa of the Leaf versus Naruto Kitsune of the Leaf. Called out the proctor after the board revealed the next two names. Daisuke walked down slowly with his hands behind his head, while Naruto leapt down to the arena floor. The two teens stood before the proctor. All right, you both know that anything goes and that you can't move on unless the other one is knocked out, stated the proctor as both teens nodded their heads. All right. Begin. Naruto leapt back away from Daisuke, slipping into a martial arts stance. Daisuke sighed out loud as he couldn't spot any gaps in Naruto's stance. Sorry Naruto, but I plan to end this quickly, Daisuke stated as he rapidly ran his hands through various hand signs before slamming a fist to the ground. Molten earth wind eruption. The earth quaked beneath Naruto's feet as fire erupted from the ground in a fiery eruption, almost like Naruto was caught in the middle of a volcano blast. All right, proctor, call the match, stated Daisuke as he turned his back towards a burning Naruto. The winner is... Suddenly, a warm golden glow filled the arena. Daisuke turned back to see Naruto covered in golden chakra. There were no wounds from Daisuke's attack. Everyone looked at Naruto in shock except for Team 7 and Squad 13. How did you survive my strongest attack? Daisuke asked. Naruto's eyes looked different as they had cross design as they were a reddish-orange glow. The whisker marks on his cheeks were clearly visible. Dark circles surrounded his eyes as it looked like he was wearing eyeliner, Kyuubi sage eyes. Naruto simply smiled, showing his fangs. That's for me to know, replied Naruto as he held up his hands into a cross position. Multiple shadow clone. Suddenly 10 copies of Naruto all in the glowing chakra appeared. Even those with the Sharingan and Byakugan couldn't tell the difference between the original and the clones. Each one had a small spiraling orb in their hands. Mini Rasengan Barrage, OC attack. The small Rasengans shot out of Naruto's hands, hitting Daisuke like fireworks. The Rasengans hit the young teen, tossing him about like a rag doll. Daisuke collapsed to the ground after the attacks had finished as the young teen was out cold. Winner is Naruto Kitsune, called out the proctor. Loud eruption of cheers filled the arena. Naruto leapt back up to the platform where the contestants watched the fights play out. All right, will the last two combatants Akira Tensho and Niji Hyuga come down? Both Akira and Niji took the stairs down to the main floor. Both fighters stood before the proctor. You both understand the rules? Asked the proctor as they both nodded their heads. Mickey, go and be with Naruto. I am going to do this on my own, Akira told her pet dragon. Mickey ruffled his feathers and scales as he flew off to where Naruto stood. Even without your dragon, you don't stand a chance against me. Fate has already declared me the winner, Niji stated as he shot a hated look to Hinata. Nobody can predict the future, and I refuse to go down without a fight, Akira replied as she slipped into a fighting stance. Ready. Begin, called out the proctor. As Niji armed himself with the Byakugan, Akira rushed in as her hands were covered in rough scales. Exploding Dragon Strike, she snapped as she slammed her hand into Niji. Fire exploded from her hands. Niji had caught Akira's hands before they could truly hit him. Even though he took the blast, he was still standing. 8 trigrams, 64 palms, stated Niji as he slammed 2 fingers into Akira, shutting off her chakra. Fire release, Dragon Fire, she shouted out, unleashing a fire blast close range. Niji jumped back to avoid being caught in the blast. Akira also leapt back as she knew that she couldn't face Niji in a hand-to-hand battle, as his clan's technique would be able to shut down her chakra network. She would have to try a long-range attack. Akira ran her hands through various signs while breathing in deep. Fire release, fire dragon bullets, snarled out Akira as she unleashed a volley of small fireballs. Niji dodged and avoided the volley of fireballs as he ran up to Akira. 8 trigrams, 128 palms, stated Niji as he slammed his fists over and over again into Akira, causing her to cough up blood. Niji moved to strike her once again but was suddenly stopped by 3 people. His sensei Might Guy, Naruto and Squad 13 Sensei, Simba. That's enough, Niji. There is no reason to kill her, Might Guy stated. Naruto's hand was nearly crushing Niji's hand. Due to the interference, Niji wins, called out the proctor. Niji yanked his hand away from Naruto, who was snarling. I won't forgive you for nearly killing my teammate, and you will suffer the same fate as her, stated Niji as he walked away from Naruto. Simba brought Akira to the infirmary to heal the damage that was done to her. After the winners were announced, each of them was to draw lots to see who they faced in the finals. One at a time, each of the competitors drew a number, announcing it out loud. The Hokage had a large board where he drew up the next round of matchups. After all the numbers were called out, Minato turned the board to the competitors. Naruto stood in shock and disappointment that he wasn't facing Niji, but rather his own twin sister Nariko. Menma versus Niji. Kankuro versus Shino.
Temari versus Shikamaru.
Naruto versus Nariko. Gaara versus Sasuke. You will all have 1 month to rest and recover. Also in that month, you will have time to prepare for your match, stated Minato. Naruto could see Niji smirk at the fact that he and Naruto wouldn't battle until possibly later on, while Nariko paled at the thought of facing against her twin brother. All right, you are dismissed, stated the Hokage. Naruto was growling low as Niji left with a wide grin on his face. Menma came up to his brother, placing a hand onto Naruto's shoulder. Don't worry, Ototo, little brother. I will make sure that he has what is coming to him, Menma stated with a grin on his face. Thank you, Menma. I owe you for telling the Hokage about what happened in the Forest of Death. Menma just shook his head. Don't worry about it. Just between you and me. That fox scares me, but I can tell how much he cares about you, Menma stated. Naruto couldn't help but to smile at Menma's words, as he knew that there was hope for rekindling his relationship with his older brother. Menma has proven the most that he had changed. Thank you, Menma. I have to talk to Nariko before she does something stupid, Naruto stated. Menma nodded his head as he watched Naruto jog off to speak with Nariko, who was making her way to speak with the Hokage. Naruto placed his hand on her shoulder, forcing his twin to look at him. Don't even think about quitting Nariko or arranging for you to face someone else. You have to take this test seriously, as you remember that the proctor did say that we stood a good chance in either fighting family or a teammate. I don't want you to go easy on me because I am your twin and your brother. I want you to give it your all regardless of who you are facing against, Naruto stated. Minato, whom was nearby, heard Naruto's words as he found himself smiling. Naruto is right, Nariko. I know that you wish to rekindle your relationship with your brother, but going easy on him, quitting, or changing whom you face isn't the answer, stated Minato. I guess that you are right. I guess that I have no choice. I will see you at the finals, Nissen, big brother, Nariko stated as she ran off. Lord Hokage, does that offer still stand? Naruto asked. This caused Minato to smile even more. Of course, Naruto, he replied. But will 1 month be enough time for him to learn this technique that took me to perfect? During the month, Naruto trained with his father, learning seals and Minato's technique that made him famous as the Yellow Flash, the Flying Thunder God. Minato was surprised at how fast Naruto learned, as he managed to master not only the seals but the teleportation technique within 2 weeks' time. Naruto trained, perfecting his own jutsus and perfecting the Flying Thunder God technique. At the last week before the finals, Naruto rested up, recovering his chakra. According to Shuichi, he saw Menma being trained by Jiraiya while Nariko was being trained by Tsunade. He also saw Kakashi and Itachi training Sasuke. How was training with your dad? Asked Tomo. It was all right. I mean, he did teach me a lot about seals and the technique that made him become known as the Yellow Flash. He told me that I may be the only one who can build upon the Rasengan and make it my own because of Kurama, Naruto told his adoptive family. Just know, Naruto, that even though most of us can't come to cheer you on during the finals, we all know that you will come out on top, stated Sherfanner. Later on that night, Naruto had gotten a surprise visit from Gaara and Shikaku in his mindscape. What's going on, Gaara? Naruto asked. It's my father, the Kazekage Raza, Gaara stated as he looked at Shikaku. He smells different, like a mix of death, snakes, and blood. added the one tail. I hate to be the one to break it to you, but that's no longer your father, Gaara. It's Orochimaru in disguise, stated Kurama. This caused both Gaara and Naruto to curse out loud. Why would he? He's after my dad. It's the only way that he can get close to him. He killed your father to impersonate him in order to kill the Hokage. When is the attack supposed to happen? Asked Naruto. During my match with Sasuke. They want me to transform and let loose Shikaku. But that's not going to happen. I won't be used as a weapon of war. Snarled Shikaku. The two Jinchuriki and the two Biju talked about what their plans for tomorrow was going to be. It was finally the day of the finals as all the participating genin stood in the middle of the arena. Naruto could see his godparents standing behind Minato as the Kazekage sat next to the Hokage. Naruto made certain that his father had one of his teleport kunai on his body. After the Hokage made his announcements, the participants for the first round match was to remain behind while the rest went up to the observation deck. Naruto patted Menma on the shoulder. Kick his ass and be careful of his Byakugan technique. Don't worry, Neji won't win. Menma replied as he tapped Naruto's hand. Menma wins his match the same way that Naruto does in the series. Shino wins after Kokoro forfeits. And Temari wins her match the same way that it happens in the series. Next match, Naruto Kitsune versus Naruto Uzumaki-Namikaze. Called out the proctor. Both twins made it down to the lower levels and out to the middle of the arena. Naruto could hear the shouts telling Naruto to win this match. He could hear the calls of monster and demon aimed at him. All right, I want a clean match, and the only way that you can win is by knockout or forfeit the fights. Ready? Begin. Naruto leapt back and slipped into a defensive stance. Naruto looked at her twin brother, debating on whether or not to throw the fight. Don't even think about it, Naruto. I told you before that I wouldn't allow you to give up. You have to attack me with everything that you have. Don't think of me as your twin brother, but as an enemy. Naruto snarled out. Naruto let out a long sigh before she slipped into a defensive stance and then moved to attack her twin brother. Her hands were rapidly running through a series of hand signs. Adamantine sealing chains. Naruto called out as chains of chakra exploded from her body heading for Naruto. Before Naruto's jutsu could hit Naruto, the blonde Jinchuriki threw a triple-prong kunai. Naruto instantly teleported out of the way. Naruto's eyes widened considerably when she saw Naruto use their father's jutsu. Naruto turned sharply as she gathered up chakra into her hands before slamming her fist into the ground. The earth quaked as dirt, dust, and pieces of earth rose up. When the dust cleared, there was no sign of Naruto. No one bothered to look up at the pavilion where the Hokage sat. Naruto held in his hands a very large spinning wind orb. Naruto leapt off the pavilion, teleporting right behind his twin sister.
Big Ball Rasengan.
Naruto snapped out as he slammed the large Rasengan on top of his sister. The earth quaked once again as the dirt and dust kicked up within the arena. Once the dust cleared, they could see Naruto still holding onto the large Rasengan inches from his sister's face. Naruto laid curled up in a fetal position on the ground crying. Naruto allowed the large Rasengan shrink in size before it completely vanished from sight. Naruto Uzumaki-Namikaze is unable to battle. The winner is Naruto Kitsune. The whole arena erupted in cheers and thunderous applause as Naruto helped his sister up and allowed his twin to cry upon his shoulder. Last match. Gaara versus Sasuke Uchiha. Participates please enter the arena. Called out the proctor. Naruto helped his sister over to where his mother stood. You could tell that Kushina Uzumaki was clearly shocked by the display of power that Naruto showed. He won without Naruto having to forfeit or knocking her out. Kushina took her daughter, nodding her head towards Naruto before taking off. Naruto could see Sasuke coming down as he grabbed the young Uchiha by the hand. Just know that whatever happens, Gaara is on our side, he whispered to the teen. Sasuke nodded his head that he understood as both teens could see a lot of Umbu standing around the area. More than what the Leaf had in their guard. Naruto continued his way up to the upper deck. Naruto went over against the wall sitting Indian style to go into a mediating stance. He began to gather nature energy for when the attack began. Naruto kept his senses trained as he would be able to sense when Gaara or Shikaku flared their chakra. Match between Gaara of the Sand versus Sasuke Uchiha of the Leaf begin, called out the proctor. Naruto could hear the people in the arena cheering loudly before he blocked everything out. With his eyes closed, he wouldn't fall under the genjutsu spell as he could sense Shuichi nearby. Suddenly, the odd sound of chirping birds filled the arena. Chidori, called out Sasuke. Naruto could sense Gaara's sand rising to protect him from harm. Naruto knew that the attack had begun when he heard a large explosion and the snarling hiss of snakes. Naruto opened his eyes to see large snakes descending upon the village. Summoning Jutsu, called out the voice of his godfather Jiraiya. Naruto could see large smoke go up as when it cleared he could see Jiraiya standing on top of the boss toad Gamabunta's head, but there were still far too many snakes still thrashing around the village. "We are ready, Naruto," Shuichi called out mentally. Naruto bit into his finger as he ran his hands through various hand signs. Summoning Jutsu, he called out, slamming his hands down onto the ground, summoning forth his adoptive family, whom were all in their fox forms. "Protect the villagers and kill off those snake summons," he told his family, whom nodded their heads. Naruto could see various jonin wake up some of the genin to get the villagers to safety. Naruto could see Gaara's sand shout out like a rocket crushing some of the sound ninja. Go Naruto. We have this covered. Gaara shouted out mentally. Naruto looked over to the pavilion to see it surrounded by a barrier that wasn't allowing anyone through. He could sense his father's chakra fluxing. Naruto activated his Sage mode before he used the Flying Thunder God technique to teleport into the barrier. When he arrived, he saw his father not only fighting against the former Hokages that come before him but also Orochimaru. Without thinking twice, Naruto activated his Biju mode. "Let's go, Kurama," he stated mentally before flaring up his chakra even more. All fighting seemed to stop as all attention turned to Naruto as his chakra rose as the golden-yellow chakra formed the body of Kurama. "Orochimaru!" roared out the Nine Tails. Kurama's mighty roar shook the barrier that surrounded the area. "How in the world did you get in here, brat?" Orochimaru asked. Naruto showed the snake Sannin the triple-prong kunai that his father had for the teleportation jutsu, earning a shocked look from Orochimaru. "Kill that kid. I don't need him to get in my way," he commanded the former Hokage. The three Hokage charged at Naruto while Minato fought against Orochimaru. "Kurama, they are being controlled by some talismans," Naruto stated mentally. "Combine your chakra with mine, Kit. We will take care of all of them in one blast," Kurama told his host. Kurama opened his mouth as Naruto stretched out his hands. Dark chakra began to form in Kurama's mouth as he dodged Hashirama's, first Hokage, would release. Wood Dragon. Tobirama, second Hokage, fired continuous water release. Water dragon bullets at both Naruto and Kurama, but their chakra never altered. Sarutobi, third Hokage, also added in earth release. Earth dragon bullet. But Kurama pelted those away with his tail. Once the dark ball of chakra was completely formed, both Naruto and Kurama unleashed the blast. Super mini-tailed beast ball, they stated in unison as the dark chakra divided into smaller ones, each heading for the former Hokages. None of their jutsus stood a chance to defend them from the blast as their bodies were completely incinerated. Naruto turned his attention to his father and Orochimaru to see a long sword had stabbed through Minato. Kabuto was armed with a chakra scalpel as the fourth had numerous wounds covering his body as he was losing a lot of blood. "No, Dad!" Naruto shouted out as he and Kurama moved to protect Minato in their Biju cloak. "With the death of the fourth, the village will fall to my army," laughed Orochimaru. Kurama could feel Naruto's anger like it was his own. Naruto summon Yoko. He will be able to heal Minato's wounds. I should be able to hold them off long enough for you to make certain that your father hangs in there. Kurama stated. "Thanks, Kurama," Naruto stated as both he and Minato slipped out of Kurama's chakra cloak. Naruto quickly bit into his fingers as he ran his hands through various hand signs. Combined summoning. "Yoko! Kurama!" Naruto shouted out as he slammed his hands down. Kurama's chakra changed as he became flesh and blood. Yoko appeared in a puff of smoke in his demonic form. Naruto swayed as his Biju form unraveled. Naruto was caught by one of Kurama's 9 tails. Yoko, take care of them. I am going to kill a snake, stated Kurama in a low voice. Yes, father, replied Yoko as he used his powers to cause demonic plants to grow, covering himself, Naruto, and Minato in a protective barrier. Kurama glared at Orochimaru and Kabuto before he unleashed a powerful roar that shattered the barrier that surrounded them. He swiped his tails at Orochimaru, undoing his human form. Orochimaru looked like a giant snake with his regular face. Kurama could hear the villagers gasp at the two creatures. This is where your evil ambitions come to an end. You tried to destroy our village because of a grudge you have. You attacked a person to gain a body because you crave to be immortal and desire to know every jutsu that is out there. You hurt my kid and the people he cares for. For that, I am going to kill you, roared out Kurama. The 9 tails charged at the snake as Biju bombs flew out of Kurama's mouth, hitting Orochimaru continuously as the giant snake tried to fight back, but he was no match for the Biju's power. Orochimaru was totally obliterated, and any remaining sound and sand withdrew in fear of facing the 9 tails whom was protecting the Leaf Village. Kurama shrunk his form down as he tapped on the demonic plant barrier that was protecting Yoko, Naruto, and Minato. The barrier retracted as Minato's wounds had been bound, but he was in desperate need of medical attention. Yoko, go and get Tsunade. The 4th is in need of her aid. Kit, are you all right? Yeah. Great work, Kurama. I am going to fall asleep now, Naruto replied as he closed his eyes, falling asleep due to chakra exhaustion. Kurama vanished in a puff of smoke, proud of his host. When Naruto, he wasn't surprised to find himself in the hospital. Doing a combined summoning took more out of him than he was used to. Naruto noticed that he wasn't alone as 2 Umbu were in the room with him. When the Umbu noticed that Naruto had come to, one of them left to get Lady Tsunade. Naruto slowly sat up, looking at the Umbu, wondering what was going on. Soon the other Umbu returned along with Tsunade. How are you feeling, Naruto? All right, I guess. What's going on, Abakin, Grandma? Naruto asked. What's the last thing you remember? Asked Tsunade. Summoning Kurama to battle Orochimaru. Well, thanks to the 9 tails, Orochimaru is dead. The other fox you had summoned caught Kabuto as he is being held for questioning. Your father is laying in critical condition, but thanks to you and that fox you summoned, he will be out of commission for a while. Lots of people were afraid, thinking that the 9 tails would attack them again. Kurama wouldn't do that, Naruto shouted out. I know, kid. Plus, your father came to your defense. He said it was thanks to you that there weren't any causalities. You and the 9 tails had stopped a major invasion and protected the Hokage. Therefore, Minato wants for you to be hailed as a hero, replied Tsunade. Naruto looked at her in shock. He didn't expect his father to defend him, but people could change. Gaara asked for me to give this to you when you came back around, Tsunade added as she gave Naruto a scroll. Thanks, Abakin, who was named Hokage until Lord Namikaze. I mean, Dad recovers, Naruto asked as he took the scroll. I was named the next Hokage. Also, you and Jiraiya are to go on a 3-year journey to get you stronger for when the Akatsuki attack. Can I make a request that Menma accompanies us? Naruto asked. I don't see why not. Why not Nariko? Asked Tsunade. I was hoping that you could train her. She shows that she isn't mentally and physically strong enough to be considered a ninja. Plus, you know how much a pervert Jiraiya is, Naruto stated. Meanwhile, off in the distance at the hot springs, Jiraiya sneezes suddenly. Some beautiful woman is talking about me, he states with a perverted grin on his face. Naruto was heading back to his home with Kurama's children. Both Menma and Minato had regained Naruto's trust. He had forgiven them, but still had a long way to go before he could call them truly family and call himself Namikaze Uzumaki. He arrived at the house to find him family asleep in their fox forms. He quietly went to his room, opening up the scroll that Gaara had given Tsunade. Naruto, thank you for becoming my first friend, for opening up my eyes to the truth that I'm not alone. You have shown me that I can become friends with my Biju, and that I'm not a weapon of war but my own person. I usually tend to keep people away and not show my feelings to others, but this only caused pain for both my brother and sister. I am going to open up more to my family, and I suggest that you do the same. I have a new goal in life as I am going to try to become the Kazekage of the sand. I'm going to try to make peace with the leaf, this way we can help each other out when the time comes. So once again, thank you, Naruto. You have changed my life in a way that no one else had ever done. Your friend Gaara. Naruto couldn't help but to smile at Gaara's letter as he then went to pack for the 3-year training journey with his godfather Jiraiya and his older brother Menma. The following day he told Kurama's children what was going on, as he would be going on a training journey with Menma and Jiraiya. Know that we will always be here for you, Naruto. You have come a long way since I found you, as we are proud to call you family, stated Shuichi. Each of Kurama's children hugged Naruto, wishing him luck on his training. Thanks, guys. You are a part of my family, no matter what happens, as I will see you in 3 years' time, Naruto stated as he took off. He wanted to stop by the hospital to see his father. He hoped that he could finally work things out with his family. He has already missed a lot of time with them. He nearly lost his father during Orochimaru's attack. As he neared his father's room, he could hear voices. You can't be serious to have the villagers see him as a hero. He is a beast and needs careful monitoring and remain in the village, stated a male voice.
No.
You don't understand Hamura and Koharu, snarled Minato. The third always wished for him to be seen as a hero. The battle with Orochimaru has opened my eyes. My son is a hero. He never asked to be placed with burden to be the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. The Nine-Tails isn't like the stories that we have heard, as both not only befriended the Sans Jinchuriki, he also defended us in battle. Don't you see? Naruto is a hero, not some weapon that you can use at your will, snapped Minato. Damn. Your father has changed a lot. I never thought that I would hear the day he would snap at his advisors. I never did like Hamura Mitokado nor Koharu Udatain. Growled Kurama. Now get out, yelled out Minato. Naruto quickly darted into another room to avoid the two advisors. Once the advisors were gone, Naruto left the room he was hiding in to enter his father's room. Dad! Naruto! What are you doing here? I thought that you were leaving today with Menma and Jiraiya. I am. I wanted to say thank you for standing up for me and Kurama. I also wanted to say that I forgive you. Both you and Menma have earned it, Naruto stated. Actually, I should thank you and that Nine-Tails. It's thanks to you and Gaara and even your Bijus that there weren't many causalities. Because of what you have done during the invasion that you have earned the rank of Chunin. Don't feel obligated in giving me the rank, Dad. I'm not Naruto, you had earned it, as it was also agreed on by Tsunade. So, congratulations, Naruto. Thanks, Dad. I should get going. Jiraiya and Menma are waiting. I will see you in 3 years' time, Naruto stated as he made a single hand sign, vanishing from Minato's room and reappearing before the main gate where Menma and Jiraiya waited for him. Sorry, I had a few things to take care of, Naruto replied as he picked up the triple-prong kunai that he asked Shippo to set at the gate. It's alright, Naruto. Are you two ready? We won't return until 3 years. We have a lot of training to accomplish, as I promise when you both return, you will both be strong. Stronger than you are now, stated Jiraiya. Come on, pervy sage. Let's get going, yelled out Menma. And I thought that I was the only one who called him that. Naruto laughed out. I am going to kill you both, yelled out Jiraiya as he chased after the two teens who ran ahead of him, laughing wildly. 3 years have passed since Menma, Naruto, and Jiraiya left for their training journey. An announcement was made concerning what happened during the invasion and the truth about Naruto. Many voiced their concerns about the Nine-Tails. Minato and Tsunade quickly shut them up by telling everyone the truth. Naruto didn't ask to be the Jinchuriki for the mighty beast. That the Nine-Tails was forced to attack the village 16 years ago, the same night that both Naruto and Nariko were born. That Naruto was Minato's and Kushina's son, brother to Menma and Nariko. Have you ever put yourself in Naruto's shoes? To be hated and feared for something he had no idea about. To be beaten and despised with an inch of his life, all because of what he held within him. My family and I were no better as we drove him away. Since then we tried to mend our relationship with him, to have him become a part of our family, to earn his forgiveness. Naruto has been the one foretold by the great Elder Toad. A child who suffers in silence shall rise up to greatness. They shall forever end the endless wars that continues on today. They shall befriend the mightiest and most powerful beasts in the world. They shall also befriend those whom had suffered like them. They will be a hero in the world's darkness times, defeating a great evil. Everyone felt bad about how they treated and viewed Naruto. They villagers vowed to honor the third and current Hokages and to see Naruto as a hero, to accept him as a human being and not a monster. In 3 years' time, the genin have become much older and had changed. They grew and many had changed their hairstyles. Akira and Shinri were no different. Shinri now wore an open short-sleeve dark blue kimono top with white snowflakes on the back that was cut short at his waist. Underneath the kimono, he wore a black long-sleeve mesh shirt. He still wore his headband as a belt. He wore a faded tight pants that was light blue in color on top, fading into a darker blue. He wore a pair of standard blue ninja shoes and a light blue scarf around his neck. Akira's hair had become much longer as she wore it in a ponytail draped over her side as it was several times. Her outfit had greatly changed as she wore a purple and white off-the-shoulder shirt with a collared mesh underneath. An open black open short-sleeve shirt hung over her shirt. She wore a pair of open slitted black capri pants with a mesh bottom, standard ninja black shoes with a purple cuff, black fingerless arm guards with silver plates on them. Mickey, her pet dragon, was now the size of a large dog as he was the same size as Akamaru in the Shippuden series. It was a normal sunny day as two teens entered the village. Both could have been mistaken for twins, their hair color. Both walked talking to one another in front of an older male with long white spiky hair. Menma and Naruto had finally returned back home along with Jiraiya. "Hurry up, pervy sage, or we will leave you behind," shouted out Menma, who was wearing his Road to Ninja movie outfit. "I told you not to call me that, Gaki," growled out Jiraiya. Naruto stood next to his older brother as he wore a white Chunin vest with orange trim, a short-sleeve gray shirt with his clan's symbol on the sleeves, black umbu pants with knee braces, tall black and gray ninja boots. He wore his headband was now around his neck as his right hand was wrapped up in bandages. His yellow hair had an orange tint to it as it was much longer but not as long as his father's. "Come on, you two. We have to report back to the Hokage Tower," Naruto called out to them as he noticed Tsunade's face carved into the mountain next to his father's. "Menma, check it out," he stated as he pointed to the monument. "Well, I will be damned. So, are you going to tell Akira how you feel towards her?" asked Menma with a mischievous grin on his face. "Only if you tell that Hyuga heiress Hinata," Naruto stated as they continued into the village. As Naruto traveled, he noticed that he no longer got dirty looks. Everyone gave him a bright smile and greeted him with warm welcomes back. Well, this is odd. Do you think that Tsunade and your father has something to do with this? Asked Kurama mentally. "I wouldn't put it past them," Naruto replied. Suddenly Naruto was knocked off his feet as a large feathered serpent smothered him with kisses. "Mickey!" he shouted out in shock. The Quetzalcoatl was pulled off of Naruto by Akira. Naruto couldn't help but to admire how beautiful the young woman looked. His animalistic instincts were screaming mate. "I was wondering why he took off suddenly." "Welcome back, Naruto," stated Akira as she offered him a hand up. Naruto took her hand gladly as he smiled at the young woman who was blushing at how handsome Naruto was. "It's good to be back. I will catch up with you later," Naruto stated as he gave a quick peck on Akira's cheek before taking off. Akira was now blushing madly. The group made it to the Hokage Tower, knocking on the door to hear two voices telling them to enter. Tsunade sat in the Hokage chair as Minato stood, making sure that she completed the dreaded paperwork. Both adults smiled at the two young men. "Welcome back, you two. How was the training?" asked Tsunade. "Great. Naruto and Jiraiya taught me how to summon toads, perform the Rasengan, and I have learned Sage Mode," Menma replied with a wild grin on his face. "That's great, son. What about you, Naruto?" asked Minato. "I managed to build upon Rasengan. Can finally summon Kurama without him wearing out my chakra. Can manage to stay in Biju form for a longer period of time. I also can share Kurama's chakra," replied Naruto. "That's great to hear," Minato stated with a smile. "Why don't you tell your father that you have decided to regain your last name?" Kurama suggested. I was planning to tell him the truth about your family. I want them to be accepted even if some of them can't be fully human. Naruto replied. The Nine Tails was quite at this statement. He wondered if humans would truly accept his family. It's your call, Naruto. Kurama replied. Tsunade dismissed the two teens, telling them to go home, but Naruto remained unmoved. Was there more you wish to tell us, Naruto? Asked Tsunade. Yes, but without prying ears, answered Naruto. The female Hokage waved her hands, dismissing the Umbu as Naruto created a seal barrier to prevent anyone else from hearing what he had to say. He told Minato and Tsunade the truth about the Kitsune family and who they really were. Both former and present Hokage were in shock. They had no idea that the Kitsunes were actually Kurama's children, as only a few of them were able to take on human form. Naruto, if you summon Kurama from beyond the seal, could he take on a human-like form as well? Minato asked. Yes. He's done it before when he reunited with his children. Naruto replied with honestly. I want them all to be accepted as they are a part of Leaf as well. I want to regain my true name with permission, of course. Consider it done, Naruto. We should hold an assembly and introduce everyone to the Nine Tails and his children. There should be no more hiding in secret. It's time that we accept everyone regardless of what they look like and what they truly are. It's time that we make new strives for the Leaf, stated Tsunade. Thank you, Abakan. Naruto replied with a smile on his face. You have grown, Naruto. Will you return home with your family? Asked Minato. Only if the Kitsunes whom I have been living with. I consider them a part of my family as they do the same for me. Naruto replied. Minato nodded his head that he understood as he had much to discuss about. But Naruto was certain that he was making the right call. He wanted everyone to know the Kitsunes the way that he did. They were a part of this village like everyone else. Kurama couldn't help but to admire Naruto's strength and conviction. Master Hagoromo, he is the one that you had foretold us about. I can sense a great change is coming, and Naruto will be the one to bring it about. Kurama thought to himself. The following day, both Tsunade and Minato made an announcement concerning Kurama and his children. Minato asked for Naruto to summon them as they all appeared in their human-like forms. Many, of course, had problems with the Nine Tails because of what happened 16 years ago. Enough! Shouted out Kurama. If I truly wanted to destroy this village, it wouldn't be still standing. I have been used twice against this village by the Uchiha. But not all Uchiha are bad or will use me as their weapons. Those who would are dead and rotting in their graves. Not all of us Biju are evil in nature, as it is you humans who make us into monsters and weapons for your wars. My master, my creator, the Sage of Six Paths created us in order to prevent those from uniting us and bringing destruction to this world. He had prophesied that one day a human would unite the Biju in a goal to save the world. That this human would become blessed with his powers. I believe Naruto may be that person. He has shown me that not all humans will fear and will strive to understand us, as we too are capable of emotions just like every other creature. Kurama yelled out, Easy, Kurama. We don't need them to fear you, Naruto stated, causing the fox to calm down. The villagers had no idea that even the mightiest of creatures like the Biju had emotions. No one besides Naruto, Tsunade, Minato, Jiraiya, and the whole Uzumaki-Namikaze family knew that Kurama's children were able to wander about without being summoned. Things in the village seemed to return back to normal. No longer did Naruto have to be afraid for his life, as everyone in the village now treats Naruto with the respect that he long deserved. Naruto had found out that Gaara had become the Kazekage of the Sand. Naruto was proud of his friend, as now the Leaf and the Sand were allies. Naruto had also found out that Shinri and Haku were dating. One night, as everyone was heading home, Naruto had received a telepathic cry for help from both Gaara and Shikaku. We are under attack by the Akatsuki. Naruto quickly ran to the Hokage Tower. He wasn't going to let Gaara and Shikaku fight alone against the Akatsuki alone. Naruto barged into the Hokage's office, surprising both Tsunade and his father. Gaara and Shikaku are in trouble, he stated. Both Hokages knew of Naruto's abilities to mentally connect and talk with the Biju and their Jinchuriki hosts. Naruto, quickly gather your team, Minato summoned Team 7. Stated Tsunade. Both father and son took off using the Flying Thunder God as both knew that was the essence. Asterisk hang in there Gaara. Help is on the way. Asterisk Naruto told his friend mentally. The two teams gathered as Tsunade filled them all in to what's going. This will be a A-ranked mission as you will all have to get there as quickly as possible. Not a problem, Lady Tsunade. I have a dragon that can get us there quickly. Stated Akira. Kakashi and Simba, you are both in charge. Naruto, you will have to be careful as their Akatsuki are after you and Kurama as well. Good luck to you all. The two teams left the tower quickly heading to the gate. Once they were beyond the gate, Akira performed a summoning jutsu. From the smoke arose a red dragon with spikes surrounding his head and down his spine. His belly looked like it was glowing with fire as he looked at his master through burning yellow eyes. His large red wings with orange fabric was open wide. You called for me, mistress? Asked the red dragon. Yes. Miko Ignis, flash fire. We need for you to bring us quickly to Sunagakure, Sand Village. We have a friend whom is need of our aid. Replied Akira. Miko Ignis bowed down, allowing the two groups to climb onto his back before he spread open his wings, taking off quickly into the night. The red dragon matched his name. Where it takes a ninja 3 days to travel by foot to the Sand Village, Miko Ignis did it in span of 2 hours. Both teams could see Gaara flying in the sky with held of his sand as he fought against a man with long blonde hair who was flying on a bird made of clay. The man wore a black cloak with red clouds on it. When he saw the red dragon, he grinned wildly before unleashing his largest bomb possible. Akira reacted quickly, leaping on top of Miko Ignis's head, performing a summoning jutsu. A large desert lung dragon appeared as he was as large as Kurama. Amidamaru. Help protect the village, she yelled out at the white and sand-colored dragon. Both Gaara and Amidamaru used their powers to control the sand to raise a protective barrier of sand over the Sand Village. Miko Ignis landed, allowing some of the team members off. Naruto and Menma remained on the back of Miko Ignis while Kakashi and Sasuke climbed onto the back of Mickey. Both had their Sharingans activated as everyone wore their wireless headsets. Mickey, Amidamaru, Miko, do whatever you can to help out, Akira told the 3 dragons. Hi, yes, mistress, replied Amidamaru and Miko Ignis. Mickey gave a chirped reply as both Mickey and Miko spread open their wings. Amidamaru noticed that Gaara's sand was starting to falter as he did have enough power to keep the sand from crushing the village and move it out to the desert. Amidamaru flew over to Gaara, catching the young Kazekage in his claws. Leave me to handle the desert sands. I will not allow it to crush the village, stated Amidamaru. Gaara looked over to see Menma and Naruto on one dragon while Sasuke and Kakashi were on another. Naruto leapt over to Gaara's side, smiling softly as he patted the Kazekage on the back. Gaara, Naruto, you came. Thank you, of course. You are my friend as I won't allow the Akatsuki to take Shikaku or Kurama, let alone to harm you in any way, stated Naruto. Gaara smiled softly before he collapsed in Amidamaru's claws. The sand had finally dumped outside of the village. The blonde Akatsuki looked a bit upset as he never expected for backup to show up, let alone the 9 Tails Jinchuriki. Sasori, my man, isn't going to be happy with how late I am, the blonde muttered to himself. But Naruto's keen senses allowed him to hear what the blonde was saying. Asterisk, so they work in teams. Be careful, Kit. We don't know if his partner is close by, let alone his powers. We don't know how they get us Biju out of our hosts. Asterisk, Kurama told his host. Amidamaru brought Gaara over to the other group as Naruto leapt back over to where Menma was. Is Gaara all right? Menma asked. He is just exhausted. Both Shikaku and Gaara must have a tough fight with this guy, so be on your guard, Naruto replied. Both Menma and Naruto activated their sage mode as they glared at the blonde Akatsuki. What to do? What to do? I can't return without the 1 tail, but I may get an added bonus if I bring in the 9 tails. I guess if I am to go out, it may as well be with a bang, he shouted out as he threw up into the air several clay birds, directing them to attack to the 2 groups. The clay birds that the blonde Akatsuki tossed up flew over towards Naruto and Menma. Deidara knew that the 9 Tails Jinchuriki possessed a greater threat. No one noticed that Deidara had created another clay creature to deliver a message to his partner. The clay birds hit both Uzumaki-Namikaze boys in an explosion, causing Deidara to laugh out loud. That should do it, Deidara thought to himself, as he knew that he didn't have enough explosive clay to deal with the Nine Tails and his friends. When the smoke cleared, it revealed both Menma and Naruto was surrounded by glowing chakra, while Miko Ignis wasn't harmed from the explosion. This caused Deidara to curse violently. Damn! I won't be able to hold them off for long in order for Sasori to help me out, Deidara thought to himself. But the Mad Bomber would try to hold out as long as he could as he stuffed his hands into the clay pouch. Naruto. His jutsu is earth-based. Let Kakashi-sensei, teacher, and I take care of him. Our lightning is stronger than his earth, Sasuke stated over the headset. You bot can take care of Gaara and help him recover, added Kakashi. Unless his partner shows up. Kurama, and I heard him mention a name. It seems that the Akatsuki fight in pairs, stated Naruto. Naruto, you and Menma handle his partner, stated Simba. Both Naruto and Menma nodded their heads that they understood as Naruto directed Miko to land. Kakashi asked Mickey to take them closer to Deidara. Mickey chirped in reply as he flew a bit closer to the Mad Bomber. Deidara noticed that the Nine Tails switched places with two Sharingan users. This caused Deidara to curse out loud. Meanwhile, beyond the sand village, Deidara's partner Sasori was waiting. He's late, he snapped. Sasori noticed one of Deidara's clay creations come running up to the puppet master. This clay creation was in the form of a nine-tailed fox. This caused Sasori to curse out loud as he climbed onto the fox's back. Well, hurry up. I don't have all day, he growled at the clay fox. The clay fox turned back around towards the sand village. Damn it, Deidara. I didn't want to enter this wretched village, Sasori thought to himself. But somehow the Nine Tails Jinchuriki was in the sand village. Hopefully Deidara can hold off from doing anything stupid, or I will kill him myself. At that moment, Deidara was in for the fight of his life. The two Sharingan users kept their trained eyes on the bomber as both clay creatures flew at the two, as everyone could see explosions go off with sparks of lightning. Naruto could sense that Kakashi was close to exhausting his chakra. Kakashi-senpai, upperclassmen, withdraw. You are going to exhaust your chakra, stated Simba. Kakashi nodded his head as he placed his headband back over his Sharingan as he leapt off of Mickey to be caught by sand. Naruto sighed in relief when he saw the red-headed Kazekage standing as he directed the sand down to the ground. Your teammates filled me into what's going on. Do you think that Sasuke can handle that Akatsuki? Gaara asked mentally. They all watched as the glowing purple in the form of a skeleton arose from around Sasuke's body. Something within Naruto recognized this jutsu that Sasuke was using. It was like he was hearing a tiny voice in the back of his head. The Susanoo was armed with a thunder sword as Sasuke swung, destroying the clay bird that Deidara was flying on. The bomber didn't have enough time to create a new creation as Gaara's sand caught the Akatsuki in a tight coffin, not allowing Deidara to use his hands. I think that the young Uchiha can handle himself, replied Kurama. As the Susanoo disappeared, Naruto that Sasuke's eyes was different. The same tiny voice popped into the head a bit louder this time. Naruto grabbed his head as he could feel his eyes get a bit blurry. Naruto, your eyes are bleeding, stated Akira. Naruto couldn't hear anything else after that as he felt like he was being pulled into his mindscape, but it felt different as it looked different. Naruto found himself standing in the middle of a temple as he could see a man before him with spiky gray hair. At last, the child of prophecy appears. Welcome, Naruto Uzumaki-Namikaze, spoke the man as he turned to face Naruto. Naruto recognized the man from visions that Kurama had shown him of his past. You're the Sage of Six Paths, Hagoromo Otsutsuki, stated Naruto in shock. I see Kurama has told you about me. Out of all the Biju, he took my death the hardest. He also was protective over his younger siblings and kept them in line. Why was I brought here? Naruto asked. Did Kurama tell you of the prophecy that I had foretold to the prophecy that I had told to the Biju? He mentioned it recently, that a human would come along and unite the Biju in a common goal to save the world. That this human would be blessed with your powers. Kurama believes that I may be the one that you are talking about. You are Naruto. One of the Akatsuki whom you will be fighting will have a pale imitation of the Rinnegan eyes and my powers. I called you here to give you the powers and abilities that I have, including the combination of the Rinnegan and Sharingan. The Mataba beads. You have to stop the Akatsuki from freeing Princess Kagura of the Moon. If by some chance of fate that she is freed, I am giving you to power to seal her away once and for all. Stated Hagoromo. Naruto nodded his head that he understood as the Mataba beads floated over towards Naruto, as they wrapped around the Jinchuriki's neck like a necklace. Hagoromo went over towards Naruto as he stretched out his hand, touching Naruto in the chest. I, Hagoromo Otsutsuki, recognize Naruto Uzumaki-Namikaze as my true descendant and the only one person to be granted the powers belonging to the Sage of Six Paths. I grant Naruto all of my powers and abilities to bring about peace to this wretched world, spoke Hagoromo. Naruto could feel the sage's power flowing into him as he screamed out in pain. Naruto's eyes changed into a combination of the Rinnegan and Sharingan, the Jubi eyes. Meanwhile, Naruto laid panting and screaming out in pain. Gaara and Shikaku managed to get in touch with Kurama, but he couldn't tell the two of them what was wrong with Naruto. It feels like someone has cut my ling with him, stated Kurama. But it seemed that they now had an even bigger problem. Deidara's partner Sasori had shown up. He used Deidara's last clay creation to free the bomber from Gaara's hold before the two of them went after to attack both Gaara and Naruto. I told you that you should have prepared better, Deidara, growled Sasori. What can I say, Sasori, my man? I didn't plan on the one tail giving me this much trouble and that the 9 tails would be here, replied Deidara. Well, let's go and claim our prizes. That Uchiha brat is running low on chakra and the rest are just in the way. You are always such a party pooper, Sasori. I told you that art is an explosion, Deidara cried out as he unleashed a lot of clay spiders to land on the ninja. Art is supposed to be immortal and last forever, snapped Sasori as he unleashed a ton of senbons that was laced with his special poison through his hands. Time seemed to slow down as the poisonous senbons rained down at the group of ninja that were fighting against the Akatsuki and protecting whom their targets was. Gaara tried to use his sand to protect everyone as the dragons summoned by Akira moved to help protect the group but were destroyed by Sasori's attack. The sand Kazekage was still a bit weak and couldn't summon the sand quick enough. Suddenly black orbs shot out, forming into a protective shield. Everyone turned to see Naruto on his feet, but he looked different. Naruto was glowing like he did while in Biju form, but his clothing was different. He wore an open golden yellow jacket and golden beads around his neck. He had what looked like a black one-piece suit. His once blue eyes were now a light purple color with lots of circles and several dots. Jubi eyes. Shikaku gasped wildly in the back of Gaara's mind. Asterisk, he's the one that father foretold. He's the new sage of 6 paths. Asterisk, Shikaku stated mentally. Kurama smirked to himself as he knew that Naruto was special. Everyone get back and let me handle this, Naruto stated as he stared at the 2 Akatsuki members. Both Deidara and Sasori couldn't help but to notice that Naruto's eyes looked like their leaders. Naruto walked over to Gaara, placing a hand onto his shoulder. The sand Kazekage could feel Naruto's powers flow into his body. It was enough power so that he didn't feel visibly weakened. He did the same for Kakashi, Sasuke, and Akira. Akira, do you have a dragon that is strong enough to protect everyone? Asked Naruto. Akira nodded her head as she performed the summoning jutsu, calling upon a large metal dragon. The metal dragon was completely covered in metal scales, as you could only see small bits of his pale flesh as it stared out at the group through small white eyes. Metallica, can you use your metal body to protect us and the villagers? Asked Akira. Of course, mistress, replied Metallica as he spread open his large metal wings and body, nearly covering the whole sand village. Naruto stepped out from behind Metallica as the black orbs retracted back, circling around his body. 2 of them formed into long rods that Naruto could use to fight with. He put one of the rods into one of his hand, performing a one-handed summoning. He poured his chakra into summoning the 9-tailed fox in the flesh. Kurama let out a mighty roar, blasting the 2 Akatsuki members back away from the group. Let's go, Kit. I want to teach these guys that they are fools for trying to use us for world domination. Naruto nodded his head as he leapt up onto Kurama's head. Deidara and Sasori were going over their options. Fight the Nine Tails and hopefully win or retreat and try again later. There was no way that they would be able to return and face their leader without the One Tail or even the Nine-Tail Jinchuriki. Well, I always wanted to go out in a bang, Deidara stated. For once we actually agree on something. I will hold off the Nine Tails as long as possible. Do you have enough explosive clay to pull it off? Asked Sasori as he ripped off his cloak to reveal a young mechanical puppet in the form of his original body. 2 more. My ace if the C4 fails, replied Deidara. Sasori nodded his head as he called upon his strongest puppet, the third Kazekage. Well, that solves the mystery of what happened to the third Kazekage. This kid was once a well-known puppet master Sasori of the Red Sand, as he specializes in a particular poison that kills. How the mighty have fallen. Shikaku stated mentally. With Naruto's newfound eyes, he could see that even though Sasori had turned himself into a puppet, his main body and the source of his power laid in a circular tube in his chest. The third Kazekage puppet opened his mouth, unleashing metal sand. Sorry, Nine Tails, but we can't allow you to stop us. Iron Sand, World Method, snapped out Sasori as the metal sand took on different shapes heading straight for Naruto and Kurama. Kurama, Biju Bomb. Naruto called out. On it, replied the fox. Naruto directed the black orbs to collide with Sasori's attack. Biju Bomb, snapped out Kurama, unleashing a powerful blast from his muzzle. The Biju Bomb destroyed the iron sand and Sasori's puppet. Red secret technique, performance of 100 puppets, snapped out Sasori as he summoned 100 puppets. Naruto disappeared from on top of Kurama's head as each puppet was instantly destroyed faster than anyone can realize what's going on. Deidara, yelled out Sasori. C4 explosion, snapped out Deidara as he unleashed a clay creature that exploded above Kurama's head. Nobody saw Naruto dispel Kurama's summon, or that his rods had transformed into sharp objects that pierced the main part to Sasori's puppet body. Deidara was laughing out loud. That should do it. There's no way that you lived through that, crackled Deidara. Chidori, sharp spear, stated a calm voice as a lightning attack pierced Deidara's chest exactly where his ace laid. Sorry. I'm not that easy to kill, stated Naruto, causing Deidara to cough up blood. How? Deidara asked as Naruto removed the lightning spear from Deidara's chest. Sorry. A ninja never reveals his secrets, Naruto replied as Deidara's body fell to the ground. Naruto walked back up to the group to see Akira's summon dragon disappear once everyone was safe and the 2 Akatsuki were killed. Naruto's body and eyes returned back to normal. His body swayed from side to side as his eyes rolled into the back of his head. Naruto! Everyone shouted in concern before he blacked out. Gaara's sand caught the blonde before he hit the ground. The group could see that the 2 Akatsuki members were barely alive. Gaara allowed his sand to stretch over the 2. Imperial Desert Funeral. Gaara snarled as the 2 Akatsuki was crushed instantly and buried deep beneath the sand village. Everyone seemed to finally breathe a sigh of relief. Meanwhile, deep within Naruto's consciousness, the young blonde stood before Kurama, who was in his human form. Naruto, what's going on? Why are you here? Asked Kurama. I called for him to come. You and I are going to help train him how to use my powers, stated a familiar voice. Kurama turned his head to see his father, his creator, walking up to him. So I was right. Naruto is the one, Kurama stated in shock at seeing his father again after so long. Yes, Naruto has overcome many hardships thanks to you and your kids. He's managed to befriend both you and Shikaku as well as the Sans Jinchuriki. He needs to learn how to use my powers if he is to truly stop the one who is behind this all and prevent Princess Kagura from being released, stated Hagoromo. Well then, let's get started, Naruto stated as he clapped his hands together to make a training area where they could work in. Both Hagoromo and Kurama nodded their heads as they entered the training area to begin to train Naruto on how to use the sage's powers that had been given to him. It has only been a couple of days since Naruto had gained the Sage of Six Paths power. Gaara had learned from Shikaku about the Sage of Six Paths prophecy that involved Naruto. Gaara felt that he owed Naruto a debt that he could never return. 1 for opening up his eyes to the fact that he wasn't the only one who suffered, 2 for becoming his first and true friend, and 3 for coming to help Gaara with the Akatsuki. Naruto knew that the Jinchuriki were being targeted by the Akatsuki, but even still, Naruto didn't hesitate to come to help Gaara. When Naruto awakes, please tell him thank you. If he is ever in need of my help, tell him don't hesitate to ask, stated the Sand Kazekage. The two captains nodded their heads as they shook Gaara's hand before Akira summoned a dragon to bring them back to the Leaf Village. This one was a white and golden feathered dragon. The dragon had small tints of blue of the feathers that surrounded its head and on the tail. The dragon had a large golden orb in the middle of its forehead and all white eyes. "You summoned me, mistress?" asked the dragon in a female voice. "Yes, Nyexna. I need for you to bring us back to the Leaf Village. You will have to carry Naruto in your claws," replied Akira. Nyexna nodded her head that she understood. The large dragon knelt down, allowing the two groups of ninja to climb up on her large back. Nyexna then spread open her large feathered wings to fly back to the Leaf Village. Several days had passed since Naruto's fight with the Akatsuki, but the blonde showed no signs of waking up. Naruto's family was worried when Menma told them what happened. "Menma, are you certain that Naruto had gained a Kekigenkai?" asked Kushina. "I am certain. According to what Kurama had said about the Sage Six Paths prophecy, I think that somehow he had gained the Sage's power," replied Menma. "All we can do now is to wait for Naruto to wake up. We can't even contact our father mentally. I think that the two of them are training within Naruto's mindscape. This way Naruto can learn how to control and fully use the Sage's power," stated Shuichi. Minato found himself agreeing with what Shuichi said. A week had passed by in the blink of an eye as Minato finally stepped down, letting Tsunade run the village. Little did they realize that the main boss of the Akatsuki had come to get Naruto. The Akatsuki was only a corpse puppet for the true being whom called himself or was known as Pain. But his true name was Naruto Uzumaki. He had no clue that he was after his own nephew whom held the nine-tailed beast. Pain stood upon a paper bird looking down at the Leaf Village. "From here on the world shall know the meaning of pain," the puppet known as Tendo or the Deva Path thought to himself. "Almighty push!" yelled out Deva as he released the jutsu upon the leaf. The jutsu slammed down, causing the village to shake. The buildings began to crumble as they fell to the ground. As Pain's jutsu laid waste to the village, no one saw that Minato was with Tsunade when the fourth sensed Pain's chakra. Tsunade summoned her slug, Katsuyu, to go and protect the villagers as Minato used the Flying Thunder God to get some of the villagers to safety. After the jutsu destroyed the village, Pain descended upon what was left of the Leaf Village. Only a small amount of the buildings remained standing. Deva found himself staring face to face with the two Hokage. 5 more Pain puppets appeared as they were suddenly summoned behind Deva. "I have come for the nine-tailed Jinchuriki. Hand him over or I will kill everyone," stated Deva. The minute that Deva mentioned that he was there for Naruto, Minato armed himself with his special kunai. "I will not allow you to have my son. Tsunade, please stay out of this fight. Focus your energy on protecting the villagers," spoke Minato. Tsunade nodded her head as one of the Umbu came and took her away before Pain could attack. Meanwhile, deep within Naruto's mindscape, Hagoromo sensed Pain's presence. "Naruto, it's time for you to go. The village needs you," stated the sage. "Are you ready, Kurama?" Naruto asked, earning a nod from the fox. "Kurama, you did well with this host. It's up to you to help Naruto find your brothers and sisters who haven't been taken by the Akatsuki. Teach them how to activate the Biju mode. Don't worry, I will help Naruto achieve the prophecy that you have foretold," replied Kurama. This caused Hagoromo to smile. "Thank you. Now I can finally rest as I leave you both to achieve the peace that I wanted for the world," Hagoromo stated as his spirits vanished from Naruto's mindscape. Naruto awoke with a jolt as he could sense everyone's chakra and presence. He could sense his family, both old and new, facing the Akatsuki whom had the same chakra signature as him. Naruto pulled out one of his father's kunai. Naruto used his powers to teleport himself to his father's location. Minato stood before Pain, bleeding badly. Menma and Noriko couldn't get a hit on this guy as it seemed like he could read their moves. Even Kurama's family was having a tough time dealing with the summons Pain called upon. The Toad summons was helping out as much as they could possible. Suddenly Naruto appeared out of nowhere as he slammed a Rasengan on top of Azura, destroying the mechanical robot. "Naruto!" shout out his family in shock. "He's after me. Let me handle this. Please get as many of the villagers to safety," stated Naruto as he stared at the remaining Pains.
No, Naruto.
"We won't let you face this man alone," shouted out Noriko. "Please go. I don't want to lose anyone," Naruto stated, his eyes never leaving the remaining Pains before him. "You know nothing of loss nor of pain. Allow me to show you," stated Deva as he pointed his hand at Minato.
Universal pull.
Minato found his body being pulled towards Deva. Deva had a chakra rod in his hands as he stabbed Minato with the rod. "Dad!" shouted out both Menma and Noriko in unison. "Do you understand pain now? Do you hate me, Nine Tails? Your whole village will die by my hands. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up," Naruto growled out. Naruto then charged at the Pains. Yoko. "Get my family to safety. Please. I don't want them to get involved with this fight. Don't worry, Naruto. I will not let your father die," replied Yoko as he transformed into his fox form, scooping up Naruto's family into his tails before leaving Naruto to deal with the Pains. Naruto charged at the remaining Pains armed with his newfound Kekigenkai as he instantly went into Sage mode. Pain seemed shocked when he saw Naruto's eyes change, revealing what looked like his Rinnegan.
Impossible.
"How is it that you have the same eyes as us?" "It's not the same. Mine is the Rinne Sharingan, a combination of the Rinnegan and the Sharingan," replied Naruto as he armed himself with a Rasen Shuriken. Naruto threw the wind shuriken as it headed straight for the Pains. Most of them managed to dodge as Human tossed Animal out of harm's way. The Rasen Shuriken expanded as it hit Human, destroying the body in the attack. Animal directed the summons to attack Naruto. They summoned a giant rhino and attacked Naruto. Naruto stood his ground as he grabbed the rhino by the horn, tossing it up into the air. "Chief Toad, take care of this pest for me?" Naruto asked. Gamabunta didn't reply as he leaped up into the air, stabbing the beast with his short sword. Animal Path summoned up a drill-beaked bird to attack Naruto. The drill-beaked bird dove to attack Naruto. Naruto leapt over the bird while creating two shadow clones in midair when he noticed Animal summoning multi-headed dogs. With help of his clones, Naruto created two Rasengans. Naruto landed on the ground as he rushed past the two dogs along with his clones as the clones hit the summons with the Rasengans. Both summons went sideways away from Naruto as they were destroyed by Koma and Soro's Biju bombs. Naruto had learned from the Sage of Six Paths that Pain's Rinnegan were all connected, as they will be able to see all attacks coming from any and all directions. "I am glad Shuichi managed to teach me one of his abilities, as it is the only genjutsu that I can produce since I am terrible with genjutsu," Naruto thought to himself. Naruto took out a rose from his sage robes, crushing the petals with one hand while making a single hand sign with his other hand. "Petal Whirlwind. Yoko Kurama's attack petal and thorns," Naruto stated in a low voice. The rose petals began to whirl around and multiply, surrounding the blonde. With a simply flick of his wrist, the petals surrounded Animal, disorienting the Rinnegan's flow. Naruto armed himself with two Rasengans. "Rasengan Barrage," Naruto snarled out as he slammed the twin Rasengans into Animal. "3 down and 3 to go," Naruto thought to himself as he watched as his genjutsu was disrupted by Petra. So, this Pain can absorb all types of attacks. Naruto noticed that one of the other Pains take his fallen. "I have to take care both of those two first before I can focus on the last Pain," Naruto thought as he put a plan into action. Naruto created a couple of clones as they threw down some smoke bombs, obscuring the Pain's vision. Suddenly, out of the smoke came a Rasen Shuriken. Petra moved to absorb the attack, but it transformed into the true Naruto as he tackled down Petra, covering his eyes. Another Rasen Shuriken shot out at Deva as he dispelled it with a simple glance. But he didn't notice another fall from out of the sky on top of Naraka, armed with two Rasengan, as he hit down into Naraka's back. The original Naruto, whom was on top of Petra, stabbed him with his kunai. Before Naruto and his clone could attack Deva, Deva pushed both Narutos away from him. I have to admit that you are far stronger than I imagined, but regardless of how much you fight against us, we will have you, as you are a very valuable Jinchuriki, stated Deva. I refuse to give up and give in. What do you hope to gain by collecting all the tailed beasts? Naruto asked. Peace, answered Deva. What part of this is peaceful? Destroying the Leaf Village and hurting innocent people. This ain't peaceful. Tell me how you would go about to achieve peace. How you are doing it isn't the right way. I would gather everyone together to talk and form a peaceful solution that doesn't involve war, fighting, or people losing their lives. Deva found himself swayed by Naruto's words.
No.
I refuse to be swayed by your words. By only gathering the tailed beast to power the ultimate weapon can I reshape the world, replied Deva.
Universal pull.
Naruto found himself being pulled towards Deva as he was armed with a chakra rod into Naruto. A bright yellow flash appeared before him as he found both Minato and Kushina sheltering Naruto from Pain's attack as the chakra rod pierced both of Naruto's parents. Naruto stared at his parents in disbelief as he used Kurama's chakra to catch their bodies, for they could fall to the ground. Do you hate me now, Jinchuriki? Is this the first time that you have seen a loved one fall before your eyes? Their death is on your hands. Shut up! Roared out Naruto as he flared his chakra to create Kurama's chakra form. I will kill you and then go to the puppet master to talk with him, growled Naruto. His parents' sacrifice will not be in vain. Both Naruto and Kurama moved as Naruto was pissed off. He couldn't understand why both of his parents jumped in harm's way to protect him. He had to quickly deal with Deva to locate the original Pain that was behind the scenes. Why would this Pain use corpse puppets to fight with? Why use the tailed beasts for peace and to reshape the world? If this person who Naruto believed it to be, somewhere he had lost hope to find a peaceful solution to gain peace. Naruto and Kurama charged at Deva as the last Pain armed himself with chakra rods, hoping to disrupt Kurama's chakra. Those rods are the key to finding the puppet master, the last Pain, Naruto stated towards Kurama. Kurama allowed his chakra arms to extend out to grab one of the rods in Deva's hands. Kurama's chakra burned the Pain, causing the puppet to falter as he stumbled out of Kurama's grasp. Naruto took the chakra rod and stabbing himself in his hand using Sage Mode to reverse track where the original Pain was at. Naruto Uzumaki gasped when he felt Naruto's eyes trained on him. Naruto! What's wrong? Asked Konan. The Nine-Tails Jinchuriki reverse tracked me through Sage Mode, gasped Nagato as he directed Deva to lead Naruto closer to where Nagato and Konan were stationed at. Nagato coughed up, violently spitting up blood. Nagato! Don't push yourself, stated Konan in concern. I can't afford to go easy, Konan. This is the Nine-Tails after all. We need its power as it is the strongest of all the Biju, replied Nagato as he ran his hands through a series of hand signs. Catastrophic planetary construction. Meanwhile, Deva performed the same hand signs as Nagato. Catastrophic planetary construction, yelled out Deva. Biju bombs won't be able to destroy that or prevent us from being captured, Kurama stated mentally. Would you be able to destroy it in your true form? Naruto asked as he allowed Kurama's chakra form to retract. I doubt that even in my true form I could put a dent in this jutsu, replied Kurama. This left Naruto little choice. He directed the black orbs to destroy most of the rocky terrain as he was caught in Deva's jutsu. Naruto was grateful that Hagoromo had taught him how to use the sage's power as Naruto caused the sage's power to surge through his body. His hands ran through a series of hand signs. Catastrophic planetary construction, Naruto stated, causing the large ball that he was trapped in to fall apart and break. Deva stood in awe as he watched the jutsu fall and break apart. But he couldn't see Naruto. Naruto had teleported behind Deva as he was armed with a large Rasengan. Big ball Rasengan, he stated in a low voice as he slammed the Rasengan on top of the last Pain. Deva didn't have enough chakra to repel Naruto. The jutsu hit Deva hard, causing several of his chakra rods that powered him to be incinerated as the last Pain puppet went down. Naruto panted as the sage form unraveled from his body. The first thing on his mind was his parents. Naruto swayed as he was weak from his battle with the pains and using his newfound powers. Naruto felt strong muscular arms wrap around him to steady him, this way he didn't fall. Naruto turned his head slightly to see a teenage Shippo next to him. Damn, Naruto. I thought that Inuyasha was always reckless, but you take things to a new level. Stated Shippo. Shippo? Can you take me back to the village? Naruto asked weakly. He had a bad feeling in his gut that his parents weren't going to make it. Shippo knew what it was like to lose a parent as he nodded his head. Shippo used his fox magic to transform himself into a bird as Naruto slowly climbed onto Shippo's back. Shippo stretched out his wings as he took off, heading back to the village. Shippo landed where both Kushina and Minato laid, clinging onto life. Sakura and Noriko were trying their best to heal their wounds, but it wasn't working. Naruto slowly climbed off of Shippo, making his way to where his parents laid, while Shippo used his fox magic to shift back to normal. You're back. Does this mean you won? Minato asked as Naruto slowly nodded his head yes. Why did you protect me? Naruto asked as he could hear his brother Menma and his twin sister Noriko crying. It's a parent's job to protect their children. I know that early on we neglected you and treated you horribly. We blamed you for things that wasn't your fault and listened to everyone call you a monster. That we began to see you as one. Stated Kushina as she hacked up some blood. We were wrong and should have not listened to those rumors. We paid for it the end as we lost the right to call ourselves parents. When you came back we knew that we had to fix our mistakes. Minato continued as he wheezed when trying to breathe. We can see now that you are the hope for this world, as we will gladly lay down our lives for you, Naruto. Tears began to roll down Naruto's face as he parents held each other's hand. We love you, Naruto. We are sorry for everything that we have put you through. They both stated, I forgive you. And I love you as well. Naruto stated as he watched as his parents took their last breath before they closed their eyes. Naruto let out a loud howl of pain as tears streaked down his face. Noriko and Menma went over to their brother as they hugged him, crying, mourning their parents' passing. Loud howls from Kurama's family also echoed out at the two shinobi passing on. The villagers began to sob at Kushina's and Minato's passing as they all vowed that their sacrifice will not be in vain. They will help Naruto end this bloody war and bring peace to the shinobi world. Naruto unraveled himself from his siblings' grasp as he turned to Shippo. Shippo, I need you to take me to where the last pain is at. Naruto stated as he went over to the teen fox. Of course, Naruto, replied Shippo as he used his fox magic to transform back into his bird form. Thank you. Mom. Dad. I love you both. Naruto thought to himself as he climbed onto Shippo's back to confront the last pain and to bring this cycle of death to an end. Naruto directed Shippo where to go as the blonde Jinchuriki gathered his chakra to go sage mode just in case something went wrong. Both his brother and sister wanted to come along, but Naruto needed to do this alone. He didn't want to lose anyone else. His parents' death affected Naruto harder than he expected. He barely had time to mourn their passing. It is alright to mourn their deaths. Even if they were terrible parents at first, they tried their hardest to make it up to you. They still loved you even though you hardly saw it. Kurama stated mentally. I will mourn their passing after I have taken care of the last pain. Naruto replied. Shippo landed before what appeared to be a very large tree, but it was made from paper. Shippo, stay here, I shouldn't be long. Alright, Naruto, please be careful, replied Shippo. Naruto nodded his head as he activated his sage mode before ripping a hole into the paper tree, entering to find two people waiting. The first was a woman with blue hair as she had a paper rose in her hair. The other looked like a sickly man with red hair. At last the peacekeeper has come. Have you come for revenge? Do you hate me for taking the people that you vowed to protect and loved away from you? Asked Nagato. Naruto said nothing in response. Or have you come to give yourself up? Nagato asked as he shot one of his chakra rods at Naruto. The chakra rod shot deep into Naruto's gut. Even from this distance, I can control your every move as I avoided injuring you. You are a valuable Jinchuriki as we need your Biju to end these wars and to have peace. Naruto grasped the rod that was in his gut as he looked up at Konan and Nagato through Kyubi sage eyes. Conan stood there in shock that Naruto was able to override Nagato's hold on him. Naruto pulled out the chakra rod from his gut, tossing it aside. I understand pain all too well as I dealt with it most of my life. I was hated and feared all because of what I had sealed within me. I should hate you for taking away my parents, but I don't. Revenge never solves anything. I know that you both used to be students of Jiraiya, as he says that you were his inspiration for writing this book. Naruto stated as he pulled out Jiraiya's first book from his bag. He held it up for both Nagato and Conan to see. I understand possibly better than anyone that you went through some hard times. You also have possibly lost some important people along the way. But how is it that you lost your hope, that you want to kill innocent people whom hold powerful tailed beasts as a weapon to instill peace? To remake the world according to your ideals and kill everyone else? None of what you say and do is peaceful, Naruto stated. Both Conan and Nagato felt guilty about everything. War is a part of the shinobi war, as many will try to stop it ending their lives. We should try to find peaceful solutions in order to unite people in peace. I know that there is a way, as I will do everything I can to find it, stated Naruto. Both Conan and Nagato was amazed by Naruto's determination and spirit. Naruto was definitely the embodiment of the Sage of Six Paths, as he was definitely a student of Jiraiya's. What is your name, Jinchuriki? Asked Nagato. My name was inspired by this very book. According to Jiraiya, I am very much like the character that he based off of you. My name is Naruto Uzumaki-Namikaze, answered Naruto. Wait, you said Uzumaki? Asked Conan. Yes, I clearly know who you both are. Conan and Nagato Uzumaki. I bet that you didn't even realize that you may have family out there, Naruto stated as he powered down the Sage mode. No, I had no idea. All this time I thought that I was alone until I meet Conan and Yahiko, replied Nagato. Also, to let you know that you are also being used. The person whom calls himself Madara has other plans, and someone behind him also has plans for what they want to accomplish. Naruto told Conan and Nagato what Hagoromo had told him. Both Conan and Nagato looked surprised by what Naruto had just told them. Nagato, I know that since bonding in part with the ghetto statue that you have cut your life short. But you can make things right by telling me about the remaining Akatsuki and their abilities, Naruto stated. Nagato found himself agreeing to Naruto's proposition as he told the blonde about all of the remaining Akatsuki's powers, abilities, strengths, and weaknesses. Since Naruto had killed off 3 of their members, their numbers had dwindled down as it was getting harder to extract the Biju from their Jinchuriki hosts. They never realized just how much losing Orochimaru, Deidara, and Sasori was going to affect them. Naruto knew that he would have to gather together the remaining Jinchuriki and teach them how to access their Biju forms. No doubt the one behind the scenes would find a way to use the ghetto statue without Nagato's help. Naruto had a feeling that war was close at hand. After meeting and talking with Nagato and Conan, the sickly Uzumaki passed on leaving the search for peace in Naruto's hands. Nagato believed that if anyone could bring about peace, it would be Naruto. Naruto had this vibe about him that makes people trust that he can achieve what seems to be the impossible. Conan took Nagato's and Yahiko's body back to Amigakure, the Rain Village. Conan vowed to do whatever she could to protect Naruto, as she would get Amigakure to help him in his quest for world peace. So far Naruto has established allies with Sunagakure, the Sand, the Kumogakure, the Cloud, and now Amigakure. Naruto proceeded to leave the paper tree to find Shippo still waiting for him. The two watched as the paper tree broke apart, scattering to the wind. Naruto turned to the young fox with a soft smile on his face. Let's head home, Shippo, Naruto stated. Naruto knew that once back in the village, he would have to bury his parents. He would give himself time to mourn their passing and rebuild his relationship with his brother Menma and twin sister Nariko. After that, Naruto knew that he would have to gather the remaining Jinchuriki together. Naruto knew that if he and the other Jinchuriki could access their Biju modes, they would stand a greater chance against the Akatsuki. Also, it would help in the upcoming war. Several days later, Naruto stood in front of Tsunade as he sent out letters to the 2 Jinchuriki that he did know personally, Killer Bee and Gaara. He was requesting that they gathered together the remaining Jinchuriki, that is. Naruto proposed that if the others didn't know how to access their Biju modes, then both Killer Bee and Naruto would teach them. Naruto proposed that they all meet up in the fallen Otogekure, the Sound Village. He received letters from the Killer Bee and Gaara agreeing to the together. Naruto took the letters to the Hokage Tower as Killer Bee and Gaara would be there along with 2 other Jinchuriki. Ujishio Nii, whom was the 2 Tails Jinchuriki, and Fu, whom was the 7 Tails Jinchuriki. Abakin, Grandma, I need to leave the village for a while. The other Jinchuriki are going to be training on how to access their Biju forms. I see. I hope that things work out. May I ask why when you can access your Biju form? Tsunade asked. Va. I have feeling that the mastermind behind the Akatsuki will start the 4th Great Ninja War in order to get what they want, which is the rest of the Biju's powers. With 4 of their members killed and 1 cut her ties with the Akatsuki, I have a feeling that they will step up their game. There is 5 of us left. Only 2 of us can access our Biju forms, therefore we have to teach the others how to go into their Biju forms. I answered, all right Naruto, I wish you and the others luck. If for any reason we need you, I will have one of Kurama's children stay by your side. Naruto replied as he summoned up one of the foxes. Tomo appeared after Naruto had performed the summoning jutsu as Tomo was in his demonic form. You called for me, Naruto? Asked the teen fox. I need for you to stay with Lady Tsunade in case she needs to contact me for any reason, commanded Naruto. Of course, Naruto. Tomo replied, shape-shifting into his fox form as he went to the corner of the room to remain out of harm's way and to keep an eye on everything. Naruto then proceeded to leave the Hokage Tower and the Leaf Village to meet up with the others. Naruto entered what remained of the Sound Village to see 4 people waiting for him. Naruto recognized Gaara and Killer Bee, but not the 2 women that was with them.
Yo Naruto.
What up? Asked Killer Bee, whom was a dark-skinned male with white hair as he wore a pair of sunglasses over his eyes. Killer Bee was the brother of the Raikage of the Cloud Village. He was also the 8 Tails Jinchuriki for an ox cephalopod named Gyuki. Hey Killer Bee. Gaara? I take it that these are the 2 you told me about. Naruto stated as he fist-bumped Killer Bee. Yes, Killer Bee talks about you. I'm Yujito Nii, as I also hail from Kumogakure. I am the Jinchuriki for the 2-tailed cat named Mitabi, replied the blonde female. Naruto shook her hand, making an instant mental connection with the young woman. I am Fu, as I hail from Takigakure, the Waterfall Village. I am the 7 Tails Jinchuriki, replied the young woman, whom was the same age as both Naruto and Gaara. She had sea-foam green hair, pinkish red eyes, and tan skin as she shook hands with Naruto. Fu held within her the 7-tail rhino beetle known as Chome. Kurama had reunited with 2 of his brothers and 2 of his sisters. All right, let's get down to business. I called you all here because of the Akatsuki threat. I have taken out 4 of their members, but there are still others out there. Also, I have a feeling that war will soon be upon us, and that the person behind the Akatsuki will step up their game to get our Bijus. I think that it would be best if we learned how to access our Biju forms. Naruto stated. What Naruto says makes sense. I had a hard time with dealing with the Akatsuki that came to collect me and my Biju, Shikaku. These Akatsuki are extremely powerful and dangerous, stated Gaara. Naruto and I will train each of you how to access your Biju forms. We also wanted to link each of us mentally. This way, if any of us are in trouble for any reason, we can call for help, stated Killer Bee. Then shall we start with this training? Asked Fu. Killer Bee worked with Yujito while Naruto worked with Gaara. Fu would have to wait because the higher the tail count, the more dangerous it was to access the Biju's chakra. Plus it helped if you had a connection with the tailed beasts they held within them. Fu may be a new Jinchuriki, but she hasn't made a connection whatsoever with her inner tailed beast. Yujito, much like Killer Bee, could go into full Biju form. Gaara could do the same if he went to sleep. But Naruto had Gaara set up a way that he could access his Biju from without giving Shikaku full control. Once Gaara and Yujito had gained their Biju forms, they tamed with each other while Killer Bee and Naruto helped Fu with accessing her Biju form and making contact with her tailed beast. Chome was a very easygoing and had a laid-back nature that made her easy to get along with. Accessing Fu's Biju form was tough at first, but finally she was able to achieve it. The 5 of them trained for a while going into and out of their Biju forms and being able to access all of their Biju's powers. Kurama hung out with his brothers and sisters while in Naruto's mindscape, as each of them other than Shikaku were able to take on a human form. While the 5 Jinchuriki were busy with their training, all of the ruling village leaders, the Hokage of Kanekagakure, Leaf, the Kazekage of Sunagakure, Sand, the Mizukage of Kirigakure, Mist, the Reikage of Kumogakure, Cloud, the Tsuchikage of Iwagakure, Rock, and Samuri that lived in the Land of Iron all meet within the Land of Iron. The Leaf was ruled by the Godame Tsunade Senju since Minato Namikaze. The Sand was ruled by the Jinchuriki Gaara, but Temari was attending in his place while he was training with Naruto to learn how to go into Biju form. The Mizukage of the Mist was ruled by Mei Terumi, the Reikage of the Cloud was ruled by and the Tsuchikage of the Cloud was ruled by Inoki. They all gathered to talk about Akatsuki. Tsunade had passed on the information that Naruto had gathered about them. I am proposing a shinobi alliance, this way we can deal with the Akatsuki. Tsunade stated. Gaara would naturally agree to the alliance as he would do anything for Naruto. The kid has helped him in a way that no one else has ever before. Temari replied, and we of the Cloud agree to the alliance as B thinks of Naruto like another brother. I guess Jinchuriki have a way of bonding and understanding one another like no one else. Did Naruto ever say what the Akatsuki's true goal was besides the creation of a weapon that is supposed to bring about peace? Asked A. Tsunade shook her head no, but he has a feeling that there is someone else behind the scenes pulling the strings. Answered Tsunade. How right you are, stated a mysterious voice whom appeared coming right through the table. He was wearing the robes that all of the Akatsuki wore, as on his face was an orange mask. Samurai guards whom were there to help watch over and protect the 5 Kages moved to attack the man. But it was almost like they couldn't touch him as they went right through him. Our demands are simple: surrender the remaining 5 Jinchuriki, demanded the masked man. Who in the hell are you to make such demands? Asked Mei. I am Madara Uchiha and I will have the tailed beasts that you are protecting to bring about the ultimate peace, stated the masked man. No one noticed that the small fox whom had accompanied Tsunade shapeshift into a human-like form as blue flames engulfed the masked man. The man whom called himself screamed out in pain before he suddenly vanished from sight. The guards turned to see Tomo in his demonic from standing in the room as blue flames licked his fingertips. His eyes were glowing in anger. Tsunade waved her hand to the samurai guard, telling them to stand down. Tomo, we would never listen to that masked man's demands, stated Tsunade. It's not that, Lady Hokage. That man was the one whom ripped my father out of Kushina and forced him to attack the Leaf many years ago. He has some of the same smells as the one who was known as Madara from when he first attacked the Leaf using my father's before he was sealed within the Uzumaki women. He also has the same smell that surround all of the Uchiha, but he also smells like he came close to death but ended up living, growled Tomo. Lady Tsunade, whom, or may I ask, what is this creature? Asked Inoki. He is one of Kurama's children. Naruto has a special summoning contract with them. He left one of them with us just in case we needed to summon Naruto for any reason. Naruto has proven instrumental and could possibly be the only one whom can truly end this war and bring about true peace, answered Tsunade. Not to mention there is the prophecy told by the great Elder Toad and the Sage of Six Paths himself, added Temari. What is this prophecy? Asked Mei. Tsunade told them all about the 2 prophecies concerning Naruto. She understood it was a lot to place onto one person, but so far Naruto has risen to the challenge as he easily befriended those who went through the same thing as him. He proved capable of not only handling Kurama's power but also the Sage of Six Paths powers. So what do you say, Tsuchikage and Mizukage? Do we have an alliance? Asked Tsunade. I would like to truly meet this young man that everyone seems to be putting their trust in. But you have my alliance as well, replied Mei. This only caused Inoki to sigh out loud. I guess that if everyone is going to be joining forces, I may as well too. We have to protect the last of the remaining Jinchuriki and to stop these Akatsuki, added Inoki. The Kages discussed whom would be in charge of the main operation as they broke up into 5 main divisions. They needed a calm person to act as the main commander. Everyone agreed on Gaara being the regimental commander. The 1st Division would consist of mid-range as they were going to be led by Darui of the Cloud. 2nd Division would consist of close-range fighters as they were going to be led by Kitsune of the Rock. The 3rd Division would consist of both close and mid-range fighters which led by Kakashi Hitaki. The 4th Division would consist of long-range fighters which was going to be led by Gaara. The 5th Division would consist of ninjas with unique skills as they would be led by Mifune, a samurai. 4 special divisions were also created also for the war. Logistical support and medical were comprised mostly with medical ninja as they would be led by Shizune, Tsunade's assistant. A surprise attack division which would be led by Kankuro of the Sand, a sensor division led by Ao of the Mist Village, and an intelligence division commanded by Inoichi Yamanaka whose key was to gather information and relay it to Gaara. The Raikage was going to be the supreme leader of the allied shinobi forces. The ninjas didn't know how many ninja that the Akatsuki would have on their side. All they knew was the information that Naruto had gathered about the Akatsuki's main members, their powers, and abilities. It was a week before Naruto's birthday as all of the ninjas gathered to invade the land of frost and the land of hot water to attack the Akatsuki whose hideout was within the mountain's graveyard. Naruto and Killer Bee stood with the commanding officers as several days before the war had officially begun. They had lost both Fu and Yujito. Now there was only 3 Jinchuriki left and the Akatsuki were close to achieving their goals. Asterisk, what happened, Gyuki? I thought you weren't supposed to leave Matabi's side. Asterisk, snarled Kurama mentally. Asterisk, I didn't. B and I were lucky to escape with our lives. Even with my Biju mode activated, I had lost one of my tentacles trying to escape. Yujito and Matabi weren't so lucky. Asterisk, replied Gyuki. They must have gotten to Fu and Chome after we all left to return back to our villages. Added Shikaku. Asterisk, we will just have to be on our guard. Who knows what kind of tricks the enemy will use against us. Asterisk, stated Naruto. Naruto knew that his teammates along with Haku were in special operations because of their unique powers. Menma was in close and mid-ranged fighters while Noriko was in the medical unit. Naruto worried about his brother and sister as he asked Tomo to stay with Menma while Saro and Azusa helped out in the medical unit. Sherifaner stood beside Killer Bee armed with a long sword. Yoko was by Naruto's side, and Shippo was going to protect Gaara. Momiji opted to stay with Koma and Ginkgo as these 3 weren't much of fighters. The land of frost and the land of hot water had been cleared out of civilians this way they wouldn't get hurt or dragged into the war. Gaara gave out a speech before all the ninjas set out. Half of the troops went into the land of frost while the other half went into the land of hot water. Gaara, Naruto, and Killer Bee stayed with the special operations since they were the key to stop the Akatsuki's plans. The shinobi forces totaled 80,000 when they entered the 2 lands. They saw reanimated shinobi, Akatsuki both dead and alive, and over 100,000 white Ziku clones. The Akatsuki greatly outnumbered them, but they would do whatever it took to defeat the Akatsuki's army. Fights broke out all over as people fell dying on the battlefield. The reanimated corpses were sealed away as several of the white Ziku clones also lay dead. Any of the remaining living Akatsuki were dealt with the 3 Jinchuriki. Kisame Hashigaki fought against Killer Bee and Sherifaner as they did a battle with their swords. Kisame holding his own against the 2. Gaara and Shippo were fighting against Kakuzu, which left Naruto and Yoko to deal with the immortal Haiden. Gaara and Shippo faced Kakuzu as he called upon the elemental masks that he had on his body by using his tendrils to give them life. Meanwhile, both Naruto and Yoko were dodging Haiden's blade. They couldn't allow the immortal to draw their blood. Asterisk, Yoko. How much time do you need to lay that trap? Asterisk, Naruto asked mentally. Yoko had alerted his father that he had a plant that could deal with Haiden, but he needed time to plant the seed close to the man. A couple of seconds, replied the fox. Then let's buy him as much time as we can, Naruto, stated Kurama. Naruto caused Kurama's chakra to flare, causing the Biju to manifest in chakra form. Haiden laughed wildly as he swung his scythe only to have it go through Kurama. Sorry. But your weapon won't work on me as I have no physical body to speak of, Kurama stated as he grabbed Haiden's weapon. A tree with a human face sprouted up behind Haiden, wrapping its branches around the immortal. Sinning tree. It feeds on your memories and snaring the consciousness and makes you see the hallucinations of your wickedness. It won't let you go until you are dead. Yoko stated, not like Haiden would hear anything that Yoko had said. Naruto turned to see Gaara and Shippo still struggling against Kakuzu. Naruto called upon the truth-seeking orbs to destroy the elemental masks that the Akatsuki member had as a part of him. This allowed Gaara to deal the death blow. Sand slithered all around Kakuzu in a tight bind. Sand coffin. Gaara snarled as the sand squeezed the life out of Kakuzu. Shippo used his foxfire to finish the job, turning the Akatsuki to ash. Naruto turned to see Killer Bee in his Biju form and Sherifaner in her full fox take down Kisame. The only member of the Akatsuki that was left was the one whom called himself Madara, Uchiha, and Ziku. The white Ziku fled as the remaining ninjas managed to seal the reanimated corpses or kill off the Ziku. Even though the Akatsuki forces managed to outnumber the allied forces, the ninjas managed to defeat the Akatsuki. Ziku knew that he had to warn Madara about Naruto's powers, as the blonde Jinchuriki was going to be their biggest problem. There was no way that Madara could beat Naruto. Not if he had the Sage of Sixth Path's power. They had to come up with another plan to defeat Naruto and manage to resurrect the Ten Tails. I will free you, mother. I will make sure of it, Ziku thought to himself. Ziku was the true mastermind behind the whole Akatsuki, as Madara died passing the group and his ambitions to Obito, as the Uchiha believed that Kakashi had betrayed him and killed off his own teammate. This world of shinobi will be yours, mother, and no one will stand in our way, including the ones who are responsible for sealing you away in the first place. I will kill the Sage of Six Paths that has been reborn as Naruto Namikaze Uzumaki. Zetsu traveled quickly back to Madara, whom was truly Obito in disguise. Obito managed to perform the Edo Tensei to resurrect Madara Uchiha from the grave. Obito now called himself Tobi, as he gave Madara back his weapon and command over the Akatsuki. Both men had a transplanted Rinnegan and Sharingan in their eyes. Zetsu was just using both Madara and Obito to release his mother. But Naruto was going to be an obstacle, as he now had the Sage's power. Zetsu had no idea if the blonde Jinchuriki had the power to seal his mother once again. He wasn't going to take any chances. Naruto had to be dealt with before Kagaya could be resurrected. Zetsu, you are here. How are things on the front line? Madara asked as he placed on his battle armor. Not really good. I don't know how, but Naruto Uzumaki-Namikaze has the Sage of Six Paths power along with a Kekigenkai that I haven't seen before, replied Zetsu. Both Obito and Madara looked at Zetsu in shock. I suggest that we deal with Naruto first, as he has been prophesied to stop us. Both Obito and Madara agreed as the three of them made their way to the battlefront. Naruto and the other Jinchuriki stood on alert, knowing that the battle wasn't over with. Soon the sound of clapping filled the area. I must applaud you, Naruto. You have managed to kill of most of all the Akatsuki, but this will end now and here, stated Tobi. He was to deal with the remaining Jinchuriki and to capture the Biju that they had within them. Madara? But then again, I have a feeling that you aren't the real Madara. Which raises the question. Just who in the world are you? Naruto asks. This question causes Obito to raise his brow behind the mask. Naruto looked ordinary, but his chakra seemed changed, as if he had gained more power. I am no one. I don't want to be anyone. All I care about is completing the Moon's Eye plan. This world is completely worthless. There is nothing left in it but misery. You three should understand that, since you hold a tailed beast within you. But I will take those beasts from you now, replied Obito as he performed a summoning jutsu, calling forth the Geto statue. The Geto statue opened its mouth, calling forth the captured Jinchuriki. Each one had an implanted Sharingan and Rinnegan in their eyes. Actually, living with a tailed beast isn't all that bad. You can call yourself no one so that you can start a war. But even in this world you think of as worthless, no one is falling for your lies. You can change your mask and take on as many names as you want, but you're still yourself, as you are only one guy. No matter what, I'm tearing that mask off of your face, snarled Naruto as he activated his newfound Kekigenkai, but not the Sage's cloak. Naruto could feel Kurama smirking in his mindscape. You tell him, Naruto, stated Kurama. Capture them. I want those Biju. Abito commanded. The Jinchuriki moved to attack Naruto, Gaara, and Killer Bee. The three Jinchuriki decided to take the battle elsewhere as they didn't want those whom were fighting with them to be hurt. Naruto knew that because of their implanted eyes, their powers was going to be stronger. Guys, you have to be careful. With the Rinnegan, all of their eyesight is connected. Naruto stated mentally. Naruto. How do you know that? Asked Gaara. My fight with pain. He had the Rinnegan eyes. These may not be the true Rinnegan, as I can sense that the one whom calls himself Madara has what used to be Pain's Rinnegan. The only way that we can counter is to take out the chakra rods that are in their body. Naruto replied. What about your eyes? Asked Killer Bee. Mine can counter them to some degree, but their powers are stronger because of the two eyes that have been placed in them. Naruto replied as he could see the captured Jinchuriki go into tailed state. Then let's seal these fools. That way we can remove those rods. Replied Gyuki as he and Killer Bee went into full-tailed beast mode. Gaara used his sand to immobilize the Jinchurikis as Gyuki made ink clones in the form of Killer Bee to seal them away. This way Naruto could move in to take out the chakra rods. I don't think so, stated Obito as he snapped his fingers, causing some of the Jinchuriki to go into full Biju mode. This knocked back both Gaara and Killer Bee as Obito took a chance to strike at Naruto, knowing that he was the biggest threat. But Obito was stopped by Guy and Kakashi, whom came to help Naruto out. Not like the blonde needed it. Obito let out a low snarl as he wasn't happy to see his former teammate and rival. Before Obito could deal with the two Jonin captains, the five-tailed whale horse tries to attack Obito. Obito manages to stop the Five Tails by using the Geto statue to spit out chakra chains that wrapped around the Five Tails' neck. It seems that he doesn't have full control over them. Naruto thought to himself. Naruto could see the rest of the Jinchuriki go into full Biju mode. When Naruto tries to go into Sage-cloaked form, a Biju bomb knocked him away and straight into the Four Tails' mouth. Naruto! Both Killer Bee and Gaara yell out as the Biju snapped his mouth closed with Naruto inside. Naruto took the opportunity to speak with the Four Tails before the Biju could swallow him. Naruto pulled himself into Son Goku's mindscape, where he finds himself in front of the great beast. So you have come to turn me into your weapon. You probably the same as the rest of the humans. Ignorant and self-riotous. Sorry, Son Goku, but I am not here to use you as a weapon. I can't even stand the thought that you are all being controlled by someone who doesn't even care who he is. Stated Naruto. You know my name? Son Goku asked. Yes. Kurama and the Sage of Six Paths told me each one of your names. Then tell me, Brat, what would you do with us? Asked Son Goku. My name isn't Brat. It's Naruto. And I would like us to be friends. Replied Naruto. This caused the four-tailed ape to laugh. A human like you wanting to be friends with the tailed beasts. That's funny, roared out Son Goku. Are you making fun of my kit? Son? If he can befriend Shikaku, Gyuki, Matabi, Chome, and myself, what says that he can't befriend the rest of you? Asked a dark voice. Son Goku went stiff at the sound of the voice as he saw Kurama in his human form standing next to Naruto. Kurama? Give Naruto a chance. If our father can entrust him with his power, then why shouldn't we? Asked Kurama. Son Goku looked at Naruto as something about the blonde human made the great beast want to trust him. Tell you what? Actions speak louder than words. Free me of these chains that control me. Naruto smiled as he put out his fist. Son Goku replied by hitting Naruto's fist with his own. Naruto opened his eyes as he had a hard task before him. First thing he had to do was to get out of Son's mouth. Naruto put his fingers into a cross position, creating too many clone that forced Son to spit the blonde out. Keep the other Bijus off of me, Naruto told Gaara and Killer Bee. On it, replied Killer Bee as he used Gyuki's tentacles to keep the other Biju busy. Gaara went into full Biju mode as he used his sand to bind the others. Let's go, Kurama, stated Naruto as he flared up his chakra to go into Biju mode. Let's go, guys, he commanded his clones. The clones split up as 10 clones moved, attacking each Biju to remove as many chakra rods as they could. Then, armed with Razengans, Naruto and his clones destroyed the chakra rods. Before Obito could pull them back into the ghetto statue, Naruto enters the mindscape to meet the other Jinchuriki and Biju that he hasn't befriended yet. Kurama, your host is really special. He's willing to fight to help free us. He's definitely earned my trust, stated Son Goku. So this is the one that father prophesied. I can see why, as he resembles the great sage, stated Saiken. Brothers and sisters, give some of your chakra to Naruto, this way he can stop Madara and this masked man. Give him the power to stop Jubi and to help fully free you from captivity, stated Kurama. The other Biju agreed as they all laid their hand onto one another, all giving Naruto some of their chakra. Naruto leaves the mindscape as his Kyuubi mode leaves him in order to save his chakra. Obito, whom has been watching Naruto as anything but a pawn which will lead to greater thing, as Naruto had no other purpose but to amuse him. But as he looked at Naruto, he could sense the strange feeling that seemed to give Naruto the strength to continue to fight regardless of the odds. This war will make all pasts, all future, all existences completely irrelevant, Obito thought to himself. Meanwhile, as Naruto faced against Obito, word got out to his allies that Naruto was fighting on par with the one whom called himself Madara. This gave them all the strength to give it their all as well. Naruto had found his way into all of their hearts regardless if he was a Jinchuriki or not. At this point, Obito was getting desperate to revive the Ten Tails that he used a ninja tool that had a part of Shikaku's chakra in it, as he performed the Edo Tensei to all forth the Silver and Gold brothers to sacrifice them both to the ghetto statue, since because they had a part of Kurama's chakra in them. Asterisk, damn it all. I didn't think that he would go to such lengths to resurrect Jubi. Asterisk, snarled Kurama mentally. Asterisk, Kurama, what can you tell me about Jubi? Asterisk, Naruto asked mentally. Asterisk, it is the total collection of chakra from the one-tailed Shikaku to myself, the 9 tails. It is the beginning of all chakra, a god whom created the various countries. It has been known by many different names. Amino Hitatsu no Kami, Atara, Daidarbachi are just a few of those. It will swallow oceans, split the land, carries mountains, and is the progenitor of all that exists in this world. Asterisk, Kurama replied. I though that you needed the actual Bijus to summon the 10 tails. Naruto yelled at Obito. I think that you misunderstand. The 10 tails revival doesn't need to be perfect for my purposes. My goal is quite simple. To cast the greatest genjutsu, the infinite Tsukuyomi, to cast this genjutsu on every human on this planet. With the genjutsu casted, there will be no more war, no need for peace. There will be nothing. It will be a perfect world. There lies truth in a singular consciousness that has abandoned all individuality. This world will no longer need heroes, or things like hope or even a future. If the 10 tails is revived, even if it's incomplete, I'll be able to use the infinite Tsukuyomi. Then all reality will end, and that will exist is a single never-ending dream. Replied Obito. Naruto creates several clones as he continues to battle against Obito. At times when Obito performed a powerful jutsu, Kakashi uses his Sharingan to make the jutsu to disappearing by using his Kami. That's when he discovered a shift in Obito as Naruto managed to scratch the mask he was wearing. Naruto leapt back to where Kakashi stood. Naruto, I don't know how it's possible, but his Sharingan and mine seem to be connected, whispered Kakashi. I noticed something odd with that last attack. Try whatever you did last time, as I am going to smash that mask off, replied Naruto with a wild grin on his face. Kakashi nodded his head. Naruto charged at Obito armed with a Rasengan. The Rasengan suddenly disappeared as Naruto's arm seemed to phase through Obito. Suddenly, Obito's mask shattered, revealing a face that Kakashi remembered all too well. Obito? Why? Kakashi yelled out. 'Cause you failed at keeping your promise to me. You let Rin die, snarled out Obito. That is when the Edo Tensei Madara showed up, causing Kurama to growl mentally within Naruto's mindscape. I thought that you could handle them, hissed Madara. I wanted to capture the remaining Biju before the Jubi was revived. But they're better than I expected, replied Obito. I wanted to start the infinite Tsukuyomi ritual right away, snapped Madara. You know full well that it takes time to summon the moon with that huge genjutsu. The safest thing is to get rid of them first with the power of the Mizu," stated Obito. By now, all of the other ninjas had come to help out Naruto and the other Jinchurikis in their fights. "Do you think it honestly matters if your allies are here to back you up?" asked Madara. "We may end up surprising you. Together we have a super amazing jutsu, the strongest that ever existed in the shinobi world. It can and will win against the infinite Tsukuyomi," replied Naruto. "Why can't you understand that stopping us is useless? Your jutsu will dissolve as soon as this war is over. Then someone will try to do what we are doing now. You can't win in this world, no matter how much you struggle. By now you should know that there is no hope in this world," stated Obito. "Sorry, but we don't care about that," snarled Naruto, which caused his allies to smile. "It's useless to argue over this during a battle. Let's get this over with," snapped Madara. "Not when you have people that have different options. In cases you should apply the majority rule. As it stands, we have you greatly outnumbered," added Gaara. This caused Naruto to smile while both Madara and Obito frowned. "We will decide after we exterminate everyone. This world will come to an end," snarled out Obito. "If that is your choice, this world will not end. Not by your hands. We will not let it," yelled out Naruto as resounding cheers echoed out. Jubi's resurrection. Both Madara and Obito managed to resurrect Jubi without fully capturing Kurama, Shikaku, and Gyuki. Even with the great 10 tails fully resurrected, both men had a tough time controlling the beast. They knew that the only way they could fully control the 10 tails power is to become its Jinchuriki. Madara tells Obito before they went onto the battlefield that he would have to become the Jinchuriki because Madara was only a corpse. Obito understands the plan and how to cast the infinite Tsukuyomi as he asks Madara to buy him some time to complete what needs to be done. Madara directs Jubi to attack all of the allied ninja. Akira notices the attacks heading their way that there was a lot of people whom still needed healing. There wasn't enough medics to tend to the wounded. "Please give me the strength to pull this off," Akira thought to herself. "Summoning jutsu," she cried out. Somehow she managed to summon 2 dragons. One was covered in light blue scales with white fur as it had pink gemstones embedded in its body. The other was pitch black with glowing green accents. She managed to summon the only twin dragons whom also happened to be brother and sister, Platinum Heart and Venom Blade. "You had summoned us, mistress?" asked Platinum Heart. "I need for you to protect and heal the ninja. Venom, can you attack the 10 tails buying Naruto some time to recover his chakra?" asked Akira. "Of course, mistress," replied Venom Blade. The 2 dragons moved as Platinum Heart stood before the allies with her large wings open wide. Her pink stones began to glow as she healed all of the injured ninja. Venom Blade moves striking at Jubi with combined dark magic and venom blasts. His razor-sharp claws, wings, and tail try to cut into the Biju. But Venom Blade's attacks were hardly phasing the creature. This gave Naruto more than enough time to recover his chakra. Naruto creates numerous clones as they all go into Biju form. Naruto darted through his allies as he transferred parts of Kurama's chakra to his allies. "Why are you so determined to stand against us? Do you honestly think you can protect everyone?" asked Obito. "I will stand any and all pain for my friends and allies. I'm not going to give up on them. Maybe I'm just being selfish, but not having my friends and allies here is the most painful thing for me. Period," Naruto replied. The Jubi lets out a massive roar which caused a massive storm of destruction. It destroys Akira's 2 summons. But Naruto's Kyuubi chakra managed to protect everyone while it left Naruto extremely weak as the chakra vanishes from his body as he collapsed to the ground. "Careful not to strain your body too much, Naruto," Kurama states mentally. Naruto could see the medics rush over to help heal Naruto and help him recover his chakra. The rest of the ninja and the 2 transformed Jinchuriki moved to fight the resurrected Jubi. Rest for a while, Naruto. Let us handle it for a while. You are only one person. Remember that you have people to help back you up. Gaara states mentally. I know. Thanks, Gaara. Naruto replied. As Naruto went to shut down his Kekkeigenkai, he could feel and sense familiar chakra heading his way. "It can't be," Someone resurrected Dad as an Edo Tensei corpse. Naruto thought to himself as he could see Jubi unleash a Biju bomb at the group. Minato appeared suddenly before the group as he performed the teleportation jutsu to cause the Biju bomb to head out to sea. Both Menma and Noriko were shocked to see their father once more before them since his death, protecting Naruto from pain. Heck, even Tsunade was shocked to see her grandfather, the first Hokage, standing before her. The four Edo Tensei Hokages barely said a word as they performed a sealing jutsu to keep the Jubi contained. "That won't hold that beast for long," stated Sarutobi. By now Naruto had finally restored his chakra and was ready to fight as he stood back up with his siblings, teammates, the Uchiha brothers, and his father. "Dad, open a hole in the seal. Allow us to deal with the Jubi," stated Naruto. Minato didn't question his son as he opened a hole large enough to let the teens inside. Gaara and Killer Bee were still in their Biju forms fighting the creature. As soon as the seal was closed again, the 10 tails split its body up to attack the group. Various summons were called forth to help in the fight. Menma summoned Gamakichi, Noriko summoned Katsuyu, Sasuke summoned Manda. Itachi had used his Manikyo Sharingan to create a chakra skeleton, Susanoo, while Akira summoned her clan's most powerful dragon, a black and white dragon with gold markings and green stones on its body. Behind its head, it had a glowing ring with words written in Dragonic. This was the king of all dragons, a Skook Burroth. Meanwhile, Naruto had summoned Yoko Kurama, not trusting what Jubi would do if he actually summoned Kurama from beyond the mindscape. "Let's take this creature down," Naruto yelled out as the teens let out a rally cry. As the various summons moved in to attack the Jubi, a blinding flash of light erupted from both Obito and the 10 tails. Shit. He managed to become the Jubi's Jinchuriki. Cursed out Kurama mentally. When the light died down, it revealed an altered Obito as he looked like Naruto when he was in his sage mode mixed with his Biju form. "You don't stand a chance against me as I am now," stated Obito. "I don't know about that. I had become friends with all the Bijus. I had received their chakra. I think that I stand a good chance." Naruto replied. Hey. "Yuki. Is that Jubi's final form?" Asked Killer Bee.
No.
"It's complex. It's not what it looks like. It is almost like he did it before Jubi could reach its final form." Replied Gyuki. What Gyuki said is true. Moments ago I sensed the Biju's chakra entering into Obito. The seals that Obito performed weren't the same as they were different. I think that he was trying to become the Jinchuriki from the start. Stated Naruto. Obito manages to break down the barrier that surrounded them, destroying all of the summons but Yoko Kurama, since Yoko was more flesh and blood compared to the other summons. Obito then manages to wound the first and second Edo Tensei Hokages. At the same moment, the second Hokage had set off a series of paper bombs that he had attached onto Obito. "That should do it," states the second Hokage, but is shocked to find Obito isn't wounded. "Damn it all. What does it take to kill this bastard?" asked the first Hokage. Obito looks like he still isn't in full control over the Jubi's power. But he then manages to gain full control just as Minato rushes at him. This causes the fourth to loose his arm as at the base of the stump, he finds a Biju bomb attached to him. Before the Biju bomb could detonate, the second Hokage comes and takes the bomb back over to Obito using the same teleporting technique as the fourth. Somehow Obito manages to survive the blast thanks to his truth-seeking orbs. Both Naruto and Menma rush at him, pulling off a double Rasengan as it seems that the jutsu had hit. But once again Obito isn't harmed in the attack. "I now have the power of the ancestor of all shinobi. You can't judge me with your usual standards," stated Obito. "Damn. It seems that man is probably using techniques based on my own Uden, which turns all ninjutsu to nothing," states the second Hokage. "Obito, didn't you want to become Hokage? Why are you doing this?" asked Minato. "Are you trying to lecture me now? Isn't it a bit too late, sensei? You're always too late when it's important. I'm actually glad that my sensei was the Hokage, as it helped me give up my dream to become the same. In the end, I have realized that you are not that great. I pity you as you died as a hero, but now you're showing your son how shameful your life was," stated Obito. Don't badmouth the Hokage just because you couldn't become one. And more importantly, don't badmouth my dad whom became a great Hokage. Naruto roars out as he creates a Rasengan. The second Hokage teleports Naruto over towards Obito as the blonde ninja slams the Rasengan into Obito's back. Turns out that this time the jutsu actually hit as Naruto was using senjutsu, which seemed to hurt the newly Ten-Tails Jinchuriki. Obito decides to step up the game as he recovers the guard that was protecting his back. He runs his hands through a series of hand signs before slamming them down onto the ground. A large plant erupts from out of the ground. There is nothing worth living in this reality. This world is already dead. Obito yells out as 4 Biju bombs form at the buds of the plant. Shit! Kurama yells out as Naruto reacts quickly as he flares up Kyuubi's chakra covering everyone. Dad! Teleport! Naruto yells out holding out his hand. Minato understands as he joins hands with Naruto as they manage to teleport everyone outside of the barrier that Obito had created to keep the ninja from changing the trajectory of Jubi's attacks. Obito then uses his powers to transform Jubi from the ghetto statue into the god tree. The Uchiha planned to begin the ritual for the infinite Tsukiyomi as he removed the barrier that held the Jubi. When the god tree touches and wraps its branches and roots around a ninja, it sucks up a person's chakra. This is Jubi's true and final form. The God Tree. With the God Tree running amok and draining all the ninja that it touches, it forces all of the Ninja Alliance to run before it grabs them too. Soon it seems that the God Tree had finally settled down. Our dear children, please, now bring together your pain, suffering, and discouragement. Bring them together to show them our real dream. Let's believe in this hope for a better world. Yelled out the first Hokage to rally the troops. The ninjas roared out in reply, causing Obito to shake his head. Why do you continue to stand up? For what purpose are you fighting? For your friends? Or for the world? One day your friends will betray you and love will become hate. Hatred will increase and you will change. Can you still state that you'll never change? There's no reason to fight for this world anymore. So, why are you still fighting? Asks Obito. Naruto steps before the group, staring into Obito's very soul. Because of my ninja way. I never go back on my words. That's the way that I chose to live. Naruto yells out as he rushes to attack Obito with a Senjutsu Rasengan. His attack wounds Obito, freeing some of the Biju chakra that Obito held. Shikaku and Gaara use their sand to grab a hold of some of the Bijus, while Killer Bee and Gyuki do the same with their tentacles. Naruto powers up Kurama's chakra to do the same. It became a game of tug-of-war. While pulling out some of the Biju's chakra, it stopped the god tree from fully blooming. The other ninja used chains and wires to pull the Biju free. The Ninja Alliance manages to pull all of the Biju free from Obito, undoing the Jinchuriki transformation and freeing all of the tailed beasts from Jubi. While Obito was weak and wounded, Kakashi went to kill his former teammate but was stopped by his sensei. Why sensei? Asked Kakashi as Obito looked like he wanted to ask the same question. Obito? You have to understand that Naruto is never going to give up his dream or for the real world. That's just how he is. His actions attract his comrades. You feel like you want to help him. The more people he has supporting him, the closer he will get to his goals. He refuses to give up and give in when it seems that all hope is lost. If his comrades can trust him and believe in him, you might be able to see hope clearly as we all do. Stated Minato. This causes Obito to stop and think how differently things could have gone as he watches the blonde ninja attack Madara. Even being the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, Naruto's life was never easy, but he always strived to become stronger and to show the world the true him. Minato states, he couldn't believe just how far his son had come and just how strong he was. Minato felt terrible about how he treated Naruto in the past. He knew that his son had forgiven him, especially how he defended Minato when Obito bad-mouthed him. My son, Naruto Namikaze Uzumaki. I believe in you. I can never apologize enough for how wrong your mother and I was for how we treated you. If I only knew then what I know now, I would have treated you better. I believe that you will become a far greater Hokage than I ever was. Madara Uchiha and Black Zetsu decided that they had enough of the games and charade as Black Zetsu went over possessing Obito's body, in order to perform the Rinatensei Jutsu to bring back Madara to the world of the living. Turns out that Madara was only using Obito to complete his own goals. Once Madara was back in his flesh and blood body, he used the first Hokage's senjutsu that he had absorbed from the first. Madara turns his attention of the tailed beasts. As Madara moves to attack them, Gaara pelts the elder Uchiha with sand as the sand Kazekage manages to inject Madara with his own special chakra sand to stop Madara's movements. The tailed beasts then turn on him, each attacking him and knocking the elder Uchiha down to the ground. Not taking any chances, both Gaara and Shikaku combine their power to seal Madara within a sand prison. But Madara refuses to stay down as he uses his Susanoo to break free of the seal. "I will put a leash on all of you right away. I will not let any of you escape," Madara yelled out towards the tailed beasts. "None of them are ever going to obey you. Give it up," Naruto shouts out as he flares up his chakra, creating Kurama, as both Kitsune's Kurama and Yoko Kurama slam Madara down to the ground once more. "Overlap your tails," Kurama yells out his brothers and sisters as they do as the Nine Tails commanded. Madara only manages to loose one of his arms with the attack but still lives. White Zetsu comes over with a Rinnegan eye in its hand. Madara rips the arm that was holding the Rinnegan eye as he attaches the arm onto his body and places the Rinnegan eye into his left socket. Madara then uses the summoning jutsu to call forth the Geto statue that was still bonded to Obito, completely undoing Obito's Jinchuriki transformation. Madara then uses his Rinnegan eye to blast away the bijus from him before he uses the Geto statue to open its mouth, shooting out chakra chains to wrap around all of the bijus' necks. "Now, I will finally take the remaining bijus from their Jinchurikis." With the chakra chains in place, Gaara, Killer Bee, and Naruto couldn't undo their biju forms. Gaara tries to stop Madara from taking Shikaku, which causes the elder Uchiha to attack him. The Sand Raccoon manages to protect Gaara from Madara's attack. "Kurama, don't even think of giving up on me," Naruto stated mentally. Wasn't planning on it, Kit. But Jubi's pull is too strong. I feared that this would happen, so I came up with a backup plan. Kurama stated. "Gaara, Menma, take care of him for me," Kurama yells out as he expels Naruto from his chakra cloak. The moment that Naruto begins to fall from the sky, Gaara uses his sand to catch the blonde. Gaara stagers a bit when Shikaku is ripped from him but still manages to hold on to some of Shikaku's chakra. All of the biju are sucked up into the Geto statue. Because of Kurama being absorbed by the Geto statue, Naruto's heart slowly begins to get weak as his heartbeat begins to slow down. "Now nothing stands in my way," laughs out Madara. Madara then performs the jutsu to become the Jubi's Jinchuriki in order to achieve his ultimate plan of pulling off the infinite Tsukuyomi. Gaara rushes Naruto over towards Menma, whom holds a part of Kurama's chakra within him. But before Menma could give Naruto the Kyuubi's chakra that he was given to help Naruto free himself of Orochimaru's curse mark, Black Zetsu attacks Menma, trying to take the other half of Kurama's chakra. Black Zetsu is stopped by Madara, whom had come for the other Rinnegan eye that Obito possessed that used to belong to the original pain, Nagato. Obito manages to stop Black Zetsu from joining Madara as the wounded Uchiha tries to buy time for Menma to give Naruto the Kyuubi chakra that he has. Obito was putting his faith in the young blonde as something about Naruto makes him believe that the Nine Tails Jinchuriki could put a permanent stop to the elder Uchiha. Naruto felt like he was floating in a dark abyss. Kurama had warned the young blonde that most Jinchuriki lose their lives once the biju are ripped from them. "It seems that the world that I have envisioned has failed. The chakra that was spread out by me was originally meant to connect people with its spiritual energy. People would understand each other without even talking and would pray for each other's safety. I thought that ninja teaching to the people would help guide them. But however, the people didn't use the chakra to connect with others. They used it to connect their inner spiritual and physical energies together. They needed their inner chakra, amplifying it, transforming it into a weapon. Ironically, it all started with Kagaya, my mother, whom used chakra as a weapon. What I did was simply foment people's inconsistency. And even if people had connected their spritus, they would have only found out that it's impossible to truly understand each other. Either way, chakra just created conflicts and a false sense of hope. started a familiar voice. Naruto opened his eyes to see the Sage of Six Paths, Hagoromo Otsutsuki. You were only looking for a way to end conflict peacefully, replied Naruto. In the truth it is that the power we call chakra is just an endless source of suffering. People whom have power always look for fights. The people whom don't have power lose everything, stated the sage. It still doesn't mean that we shouldn't try to understand others. True, there are those whom abuse chakra and use it to start conflicts and wars. But look what's happening now. People are using chakra to fight and to protect their way of life. Naruto replied, earning a smile from Hagoromo. This is possibly why I chose you to become the new Sage of Six Paths. Something about you, Naruto, makes people wants to put their faith in you. You have this vibe about you that draws people in. Even your parents are willing to put their lives on the line to protect you and try to fix what wrongs they have committed. So why are you here, Hagoromo Otsutsuki? Naruto asks. Actually, someone requested that come to your aid one more time, replied Hagoromo. Naruto looked at the sage questioning who when Obito entered the area. Obito? Naruto asked in shock. I have come to learn that I was being used by Madara from the very beginning. If my cousins are willing to fight on your behalf, then I should do the same. Obito replied as he gave Naruto some of the Biju chakra that he had taken from Madara. Naruto could also feel Kurama's familiar energy flow into him. He could also feel Yoko Kurama's energy try to stabilize him. Thank you, Obito. I'm going to finally end this once and for all, Naruto replied. After having his talk with Hagoromo, Naruto opened his eyes, finding Yoko Kurama had reverted back to his human form. Akira was holding his hand while Menma was pumping chakra into his brother. Shuichi. Akira? Menma? He questioned. Akira wiped away the tears that was in her eyes. Damn it, Naruto. I thought that I had lost you, cried Akira. Naruto reached up, wiping away the tears that were going to fall from Akira's face. Naruto moved to sit up as he could see Might Guy fighting against Madara as he had all 9 gates open. Don't worry, Akira. I don't plan on dying anytime soon. Now if you excuse me, I have to save the world, Naruto replied as he gave Akira a little peck on her cheek before moving to save Might Guy from Madara.
Astérisque Son Goku.
Can you give me some of your power? Asterisk Naruto asks. Of course, brat, replied Son Goku. Naruto used Son Goku's chakra to create a lava-style Rasen Shuriken as he throws it at Madara, hitting the Elder Uchiha. It slams into Madara into the God Tree and cutting down the God Tree. As Madara slams through the God Tree, he could hear a voice telling the Elder Uchiha to absorb both the Jubi and the God Tree. Madara moves, attacking Obito to take the other Rinnegan, just as Black Zetsu gains full control over Obito's body. A third eye opens up on Madara's forehead as he performs the infinite Tsumiyomi. Both Itachi and Sasuke flare up their chakra, creating the Susanoo as they both manage to grab a few ninjas protecting them. Teams 7, 11, and 13. The God Tree's roots rise up, wrapping up all the ninja whom were caught in the Genjutsu like mummies. Madara laughs that his dream finally has come at last. Black Zetsu betrays the Elder Uchiha by shoving his hand through the Uchiha's heart. Zetsu, why? The only person that I obey and follow is my mother, my creator, Kaguya Otsutsuki. Thank you for allowing me to revive her, replied Zetsu as his chakra grows, summoning forth Princess Kaguya Otsutsuki, where once Madara had stood. The infinite Tsukiyomi broke as the small group found themselves staring at Princess Kaguya, the mother of all shinobi. Black Zetsu freed himself from Obito, going over towards his creator, his mother. Mother! At long last you are free, reborn after the sage and his rotten sons had imprisoned you. There is only one person that possesses a threat to you. You must kill him before he can seal you away, stated Black Zetsu as he slithered into Kaguya's sleeve. He raised Kaguya's arm to point at Naruto. Kill him, mother, then no one will stand in our way, stated Zetsu. Naruto powered up his Kyuubi Sage mode, preparing himself for Kaguya's attack. He could see the others prepared themselves, as well as both Sasuke's and Itachi's Susanoo broke apart. Asterisk, careful, Naruto. This fight is going to test you against the very being whom began all the ninja. Asterisk, stated Kurama. Asterisk, I know, I am still mad at you for your earlier stunt. You could have told me. Asterisk Naruto replied as he activated his Rinna Sharingan eyes. Kaguya tilted her head as she looked at Naruto as something about the golden shinobi seemed familiar. Kaguya activated her Byakugan eyes as she vanished into a black void only to reappear behind Naruto. Naruto! Watch out! Shouted out Shinri. Naruto turned quickly to see tears running down from Kaguya's all-white eyes as she went to hug Naruto. Naruto could tell within an instant that Kaguya wasn't a bad person. Just like Hagoromo, Kaguya was trying to bring peace to the world. Just somewhere along the lines, the chakra that she gave birth to and created turned her bad. She saw Naruto like he was her own child. Mother? What are you doing? Shouted out Zetsu as he pulled Kaguya away from Naruto. Fire release. Fire Dragon Bullet. Snapped out Itachi, Sasuke, and Akira in unison. Dragons made out of fire began pelting out fireballs at the woman. Kaguya's hair flowed out, becoming sharp needles as they shot through the fireballs, destroying the attack. Kaguya then moved to attack Akira, Sasuke, and Itachi. Shinri stepped before the three as his hands ran through a series of hand signs. Ice release. Ice rock dome. He shouted out, creating a barrier of rock-hard ice between himself and Kaguya, protecting the three that stood behind him. Nariko tried to use her chakra chains to catch and bind Kaguya, but the princess slipped away into a black void, appearing behind Nariko. Great spiraling ring! Snapped out Menma as he created what looked to be a gravity Rasengan as he threw the orb, cutting off Kaguya's arm that had black Zetsu in the sleeve. Naruto used the truth-seeking orbs to create chakra rods as he pinned down Zetsu. Naruto leapt back away from Zetsu as he created several shadow clones. Guys, please give me some of your chakra, he told the Biju. Naruto could feel the Biju's chakra pumping through him as he created several Rasengans. Tailed Beast Rasengan, Naruto shouted out as he moved to attack Kaguya. The woman avoided the attack by going into the black void, but this time Naruto's Rinna Sharingan was tracking her movements as he managed to hit Kaguya when she reappeared. The attack seemed to hardly faze her, but Naruto moved quickly before she could move or attack. He grabbed a hold of her hand, placing the seal that Hagoromo had given him on the woman. Mother! Zetsu yelled out. I know that you didn't ask for the chakra to turn you, as you were only trying to help end the conflict between people. This is why your son and grandsons sealed you away, to allow you to rest. This time you shall not be alone. Naruto stated as he used his chakra to create arms as he grabbed Zetsu. Naruto made a single hand sign as the earth below him began to move. Catastrophic planetary construction. The earth formed into an orb around both Kaguya and Zetsu. This time that you rest once and for all. Your son felt that with everything that you have done to give us chakra to help benefit this world, he didn't want your name to be dragged through the mud. It was the people who turned chakra into a weapon and turned your name evil. None of that is your fault, Naruto stated as he slipped out of the orb. Once the orb was fully formed, Naruto ran his hands through a series of hand signs as he placed his hand onto the rocky orb, sealing both Kaguya and Zetsu to ensure that no one could ever free her or try to resurrect her ever again. With Naruto's last move, he used the almighty push to move Kaguya up into the sky off the planet. Once Naruto had sealed away Kaguya, the infinite Tsukiyomi broke, freeing everyone from the Genjutsu. Naruto's chakra depleted suddenly as he began to fall from the sky. Naruto! Yelled out Akira as he jumped onto Mikihisa's back. She wasn't the only one, as Shuichi did as well. Miki took off like a shot. Once close enough, Shuichi transformed into his demonic form as he leapt off the Quetzalcoatl dragon. Yoko Kurama caught Naruto in his arms as a large leaf sprouted from behind his back to slow his and Naruto's descent. Miki moved closer, allowing Yoko Kurama to land on his back. Is he all right? Akira asked, watching as Yoko Kurama transformed back into Shuichi Minamino. He is all right, just worn out as he overused his chakra, answered Shuichi. When Miki landed, cheers went up as various ninjas rushed over to the ninja whom had single-handedly ended the war. The Edo Tensei versions of the previous Leaf Hokages began to evaporate. Menma! Nariko! I am so glad to see how strong you have both become. You both have become very capable ninjas. Please pass a message along to Naruto for me. stated Minato as both Menma and Nariko nodded their heads. Tears streaked down the two Namikaze Uzumaki faces as they listened to their father's message that was meant for their brother Naruto. Minato evaporated, feeling so proud of his son. Now the Leaf Village and the other villages knew how great his son was. He managed to do what the Sage of Six Paths began. Peace and the end of the war once and for all. A month had come and gone in the blink of an eye since the end of the Shinobi War. Kaguya had been sealed away once and for all. True peace has been established between the five great nations. It was all thanks to one ninja whom laid in a hospital bed within the leaf. Since defeating Kaguya and sealing her away, Naruto Namikaze Uzumaki remained in a coma-like state. No one knew if the blonde Jinchuriki would ever regain consciousness. Not even Kurama's children could reach their father or their adoptive brother mentally. Thankfully, Shuichi's secret that he was actually a demon was only known to a select few. Since the end of the war, Tsunade knew that she couldn't continue on as Hokage. Tsunade planned to make the announcement for the next Hokage. Most would have picked Kakashi Hatake as the next Hokage. But Tsunade was picking someone much younger and more stronger than Kakashi. The hero not only of the Leaf but also of the Shinobi nations. Naruto's Kekkei was much stronger than Kakashi as the copycat ninja lost his during the war. No one within the Leaf knew of Tsunade's choice, as Naruto was going to be the youngest Hokage in the history of the Leaf. The other reason of why he was the most obvious choice was because of his ancestors. He was not only related to the Senju but also to the Otsutsuki. Akira, Nariko, and Menma were paying their weekly visit to Naruto. They entered the room finding it filled with flowers and get well cards. Naruto was hooked up to an 4-drip. It hurt them the most to see Naruto like this. Akira loved Naruto as she never got the chance to tell the blonde her feelings. The two Namikaze Uzumaki siblings kept hoping that their brother would make it out of the coma. "Hello, Ototo, little brother," stated Menma. "Hey there, Nissen, big brother," added Nariko. The two Namikaze Uzumaki siblings went over, taking a hold of Naruto's hand. Before the two siblings could say anything, Naruto bolted upright, waking up suddenly, scaring the two siblings. "Naruto!" they shouted out in concern. "It's all right. You are safe. You're back home within the leaf," the two siblings stated, hugging Naruto. The two siblings could feel Naruto relax in their grip. "I will go and get Lady Tsunade," stated Akira as she left the two siblings to reunite with their brother. "How long have I been unconscious?" Naruto asked as the two siblings pulled up a chair by his bedside. "1 month. We feared that you would never regain consciousness," answered Nariko. "Our father asked that I pass a message along to you," Menma stated. "Go on." "Naruto, my son, I am so proud of you and how much you have accomplished. You have done the impossible and brought about true peace. You have united all the nations together to fight against the ones who are trying to destroy the world and our way of life. You protected your family, friends, and teammates. I couldn't have asked for a better son. You have become a full and capable ninja. I apologize for everything that your mother and I have done to you in the past. Even through all of the suffering that you have been through, you rose up to make people acknowledge you and have them see you as a human being. Not the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. I am very proud of you, Naruto Namikaze Uzumaki." Tears streaked down Naruto's face. "Nariko, Menma, thank you for having my back during the war. And thank you for giving me a chance to be a part of your life and being my family once again," Naruto stated as he bowed his head. The two Namikaze Uzumaki siblings hugged their brother. "But of course, all we have is each other." There was a knock on the door as Akira stood with Lady Tsunade. "I see that you are finally awake, Naruto. Everyone in the leaf has been worried about you," stated Tsunade. "So tell me, what have I missed since I have been unconscious?" Naruto stated. "Later, Naruto. There are a lot of people whom want to see you first." The door opened up even more, revealing Naruto's teammate and captain, the other teams and their captains, the Kitsune family, and everyone that he cared about and fought hard to protect. "Sorry that I had you all worried," Naruto stated with a soft smile as he bowed his head. 2 weeks had passed since Naruto had regained consciousness. The village returned back to normal. After a talk with his siblings and Kitsune family, it came to a unanimous decision that the new last name for the Namikaze Uzumaki family will be Kitsune. It would bind the three families together the way that it was meant to be. Naruto began to date Akira after learning how much the grill loved him. According to Akira, Mikihisa had to go to the dragon world to become a part of the summons as he had become far too large for the dragon to remain in the human world. Askuk Bur-Rath, the Dragon King, had left Akira a new dragon to take Mikihisa's place. According to Askuk Bur-Rath, this new dragon will not be any bigger than the one of the dogs that the Inuzuka clan uses. That's good to hear. I guess that I worried both you and my family the most since the end of the war. I am sorry for that. What matters the most is that everyone is safe and sound, and that a true peace has begun all thanks to you, stated Akira. It still feels a bit odd to be hailed as a hero after everything. I heard that Abakin, Grandma, Tsunade is supposed to make an announcement at the Hokage Tower. Let's hurry, Naruto stated as he used the Flying Thunder God to bring himself and Akira to the Hokage Tower. Everyone was gathered at the base of the Hokage Tower as Tsunade stood at the top. Thank you all for coming. The reason that I have all called you here today is to announce the next Hokage. Many of you have come to know him as he is hailed as a hero both of the Leaf and the Five Great Nations. I am speaking of none other than Naruto Kitsune, stated Tsunade. All turned to the blonde Jinchuriki, letting out resounding cheers. Akira hugged Naruto, kissing him hard on the lips. Naruto stood there in complete shock. Congratulations, Kit, replied Kurama mentally. Asterisk me? Hokage? Asterisk, stated Naruto in shock. Asterisk, think about it, Naruto. You are the strongest shinobi around. You are the newfound sage of six paths. You saved both the Leaf and all of the great nations. The ancestors that came before you were the Hokage. You hold the most powerful Biju within you as you also befriended all the other Bijus and Jinchuriki. There is no better candidate for the Hokage than you. You helped bring about peace, ended the war, stopped the Akatsuki, and befriended those whom went through the same suffering that you did. You are the child of prophecy. There is no one more deserving that you to be the new Hokage. Asterisk, stated a familiar voice in the back of his mind. Naruto entered the mindscape to see Hagoromo Otsutsuki along with his parents. Kurama stood there in his human form, hugging his father one last time. We wanted to bid you one last farewell, Naruto, stated his mother. Naruto ran to both Kushina and Minato, hugging both of his parents. Both his parents were in tears. Thank you, both of you. I forgive you for everything. I'm sorry that I couldn't have been a better child, but I understand that all of it wasn't your fault. So, thank you for being the best parents I could have ever asked for. No, thank you for allowing us to be a part of your life, Naruto, Kushina replied as she kissed Naruto on the forehead before she vanished. Naruto, began Minato. I know. Menma gave me your message. I will try my best to make sure that everyone is protected and that the peace that I have managed to achieve never falters, replied Naruto as Minato ruffles Naruto's hair. I am proud of you, my son. Nine Tails. Look after my son and family for me. Of course, Lord Fourth, replied Kurama as Minato's body then vanished. I leave the world in your capable hands, Naruto Kitsune, stated Hagoromo before he too vanished. The years passed by as now Naruto was 20 years old as he was happily married to Akira. They were expecting their first child any day now. Akira had a new dragon which looked a lot like a butterfly that Akira named Nabi, butterfly in Korean. Nariko was currently dating Sasuke Uchiha. Menma had asked for Hinata Hyuga's hand in marriage. Shinri Karuto was marrying Haku. Rock Lee was pursuing Sakura Haruno, but the girl wasn't sure of what to make of the taijutsu user. Ino and Sai were currently dating along with Niji and Tenten. Shikamaru was going to propose to Temari. Shikamaru had become Naruto's advisor. Menma and Sasuke were a part of Naruto's special Umbu Guard. Peace still existed within the Five Great Nations. The occasional threat that did pop up or threaten the Leaf was swiftly dealt with by Naruto. Naruto looked out of the window within the Hokage Tower as his face had been carved into the mountainside along with the other Hokage whom came before him. A soft smile caressed his face as he knew that new adventures awaited him as he planned to be the best father he could be to his own child, to tell them about the adventures that he had growing up and how he saved the world. So that's pretty much it for today. Also, like and sub if you liked the story, and comment down below to let me know. I'll see you again tomorrow.